I just wake up in the morning and I yell a lot, even though it's way too early. It's fun though. Wake up, wake up, wake up! Wake up, everybody, no more sleeping in bed. What is up? Thank you for getting up way too early with Garage Gym Life once again, where we're going to have all the yelling and all the fun. I am John Greaves III. I'm the co-founder of Garage Gym Life. And like I said, welcome to each and every one of you guys who are joining us today, especially if it is your first time doing it. If it does happen to be your first time being here with us, do me a favor, hit the like and subscribe for me so we can get that algorithm working on both of our behalfs. It's going to help you because it's going to tell YouTube what you like seeing on YouTube. It's going to help me because I'll be able to brag to my wife about how our channel is growing and we are able to reach and help even more people than we were able to last week. Our goal is 300,000 subscribers by Home Gym Con, and we are closing in on that goal. So I need you guys to help me out. Please, all you got to do is free, hit like. And if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. But before we go any further, we got to add the person who a lot of you guys came here to see. You ain't interested in seeing me, but that means I got to go find her theme song. All right. So let's go ahead and add my lovely wife, Naomi, to the show. Here we go. Play the music.
Hello, everybody.
Hey. All right. That's enough of that. That's enough of that.
Wow.
You know what? Actually, you know what? Your team won the NBA championship.
Yes. No Knicks.
Okay, that's enough of that. All right, that's enough of that. I got nothing against the Knicks. I'm just not into basketball anymore.
Okay. All right.
But
Those who
hey,
know.
I will say this: I enjoyed hearing how excited you were about the game, each game, because I'm gonna replay that like to you whenever y'all talk junk about how I get worked up about the Commanders or something like that. Because so Naomi, likes the Commanders. I love the Commanders. I don't know that name, but I love the Commanders. And
Redskins.
together we are Georgia Bulldogs fans. Okay. And then she loves the Knicks, and I'm ambivalent about modern NBA, modern basketball. Okay, especially pro basketball. All right, but she loves the Knicks. So there you go. So anyway, there's 344 of you who do not care about that at all. All right. But it is what it is. Welcome to our life is a little bit of slice of life.
Some of them may like
That's
it.
true. There could be some, yeah, but I don't know if they care about what the teams we like. They're like, I don't care about finding out who you like. They may not know. Whatever. Welcome to the show. This is, see, we just lost 100 people. Just like that. They don't care about that. Hey,
Oh
hey, no. Come back. We ain't gonna talk about basketball anymore. I promise. It's done. We're done. All right.
Okay, those are Spur fans.
No. I think Spur fans got home gyms. Come on back. Y'all come back. Hey, we're not gonna do it anymore. I'm sorry. All right. Anyway, so like I said, this welcome to Upway to Radio Garage and Life. On this show, we ask that you do things like subscribe. I already asked you to do that. We need you to join the conversation. All right. We need you to join the conversation, and you can do that by posting your questions and comments in the live chat as we go through the show. If you are, because if you're watching live, we want you to be part of the conversation. And if you're watching on replay, we need you to drop your comments in the comment section. That way we hear from you guys. The show works best. The magic of this show is in the interaction with you guys, not just it being a monologue or even a conversation between me and my guests. It's great when you guys join the conversation too. So before we check out who's here in the live chat, Naomi, go ahead and tell everyone what is on the menu for today's show.
Right. So for today's lineup, at 6:05, it is news and other things with me. And we're going to go over like John's Kindle ebook has an updated cover. When it comes down to Home Gym Con updates, signups are live for our live show at Home Gym Con. Bells of Steel price drop. I'm sorry. Did you guys watch the Bells of Steel Basilisk reveal on IG Live? Then we're also going to discuss back pain relief for people who are scared of full inversion. I'm one of those. Um, New video for channel members is John's first impression review of the Tough Wraps Tough Lifting Hooks. And then we are going to be live, by the way, for the USS Arkansas Strongest 2026 next Saturday on June 27th. And then at 6:45, I know everybody's here to watch, the Recliner of Rage, and John's mad again, and we'll find out why. And then in the second hour at 7 a.m. Eastern, 6 a.m. Central, we'll go over YouTube channels that you need to watch. And then also we'll discuss the topic of should you lift heavier or lighter weight as you get older. And then in our third hour, which is at 8 a.m. Eastern, 6 a.m. Mountain, we have Matt Lupanici, Lupanachi from StrenFlex will stop by to discuss Bear Steel Equipment, Home Gym Con, and how they bring industrial strength durability to the fitness industry.
All right, that is it. Thank you. So that was a welcome break because the entire time you were doing that, I was putting Muscle Mend. This is not sponsored, but hey, Jay, I'm taking money. But I was putting Muscle Mend on my quads because I am sore from squatting the other day, earlier this week. So I'm still sore. That's right. That's how I'm hitting the high note because that's how it feels every time I take a step, walk, or think about taking a step or walking. All right. So now let us go see who is in the live chat. Time to call roll. I gave y'all plenty of time to get here. Everybody, all right, sit up straight in your seats. Let's go. Let's find out who's here. All right, going up to the top. Let's see. Carlos, I am not a hostess. However, the only cross-dresser cosplayer is the dude who left this comment. He's got some wild images on his Instagram. Y'all go follow. I think it's Carlos at _ CBS TCR on Instagram. Make sure y'all go follow this dude. It is a wild ride. That's right. Life-size Smurf cosplay. The next week he might be Boba Fett. The next week he might be whatever her name is from
Alphaba.
Yeah. From the movie that butchered English called Wicked. It could, it's a wild ride. So y'all go follow him. But anyway, he said John's the hostess with the mostest on either of the coasters. Wake up, wake up, wake up. That's it. Everybody.
That actually made me giggle this morning when I saw that.
Let's see here. Big Trev is here. Trev Dog.
Trevor.
19, he said, let's get it going. Make sure you guys are checking out Trevor's podcast, the Disgruntled PM podcast. And make sure you guys check out the video he did for us this past well, he didn't do it this past week, but it went live this past week on YouTube. And you guys, he had like a great, in fact, I'll show what this kind of looks like. So he had a great video about a thing that he discovered about something that was causing an issue with his pulley system. So, and that's a shot of him there interviewing from his podcast where he's interviewing Matt Dawson. But yeah, I like the bacon shirt too. That was a nice touch. Anyway, as you guys can see, Trevor has interviewed a lot of the people that you are fans of in the home gym space. So go ahead, subscribe to his podcast here on YouTube, and also definitely check out that video. All right, so that's okay. So let's give you that. Then that was an impromptu plug for Trevor. Let's see, Letha, Balance and Grace Coaching. Good morning, happy Friday. Hey, we're gonna see next month. I'm gonna see Letha next month because we got a collab video that we're going to be doing. I'm going to be heading to her place, and I am excited. It'll be my first time in that part of Alabama, and it'll be my first time checking out Balance and Grace Coaching in person. So cannot wait. And you guys will enjoy the video as well too. Let's see here. B from Chicago says, good morning, everybody. fathers on Sunday. Oh, and also, I forgot to say happy Juneteenth. It is June 8th. We're celebrating Juneteenth today. For those who don't know, Juneteenth is the day that commemorates the day that I believe it was the slaves in Texas. Yeah, they were in Texas, and during the Emancipation Proclamation was announced, but because they didn't have phones and the internet back then, it took several months for the word to reach Texas, and so that's not a holiday that I expect everybody to know about. I didn't know about it until I actually moved down south, and I was like, oh, okay, what is this? Because growing up in Maryland, we didn't really talk about it, but it is an important holiday in our nation's history because I believe in freedom, and you'll see that reflected across our channel and how I treat everybody. I believe you should be free. All right. Anyway, but so I'm glad I saw B's name because it just triggered it. I don't really even know why seeing B's name triggered that memory, but because she said shout out to fathers. I'm like, oh yeah, we got another thing we're celebrating. And I am a dad, so yeah, I'm in favor of that. Shout out to all fathers. You know what? Celebrate Father's Day by subscribing to Sweatshop Dad. There you go. There you go. I was trying to think like, what's a YouTube channel with dad in the name? There you go. Subscribe to my guy Tyler Sweatshop Dad on YouTube. All right. I'll post the link in the video description if you guys don't have it. Let's see here. Carlos said, no, May. And of course, hey, John.
Hey, John.
Yeah, whatever. He said, go Knicks. First championship since we're born. But since that's not how you spell Knicks, I don't care.
That's okay. I accept it.
Look, here's the deal. I am not. So, okay, I used to watch basketball. I just stopped watching basketball pretty much after Michael Jordan retired. I don't like some of the rule changes that the NBA's put in place. I get it that they said it was a little bit too like rough and tumble, but sorry, I prefer
that last game,
90s era basketball. So yeah.
I'm sorry, but the all like game 5 was very much reminiscent of 90s basketball because I mean they were throwing elbows. It was getting physical. It was an awesome game. Awesome game.
I did hear that Wembanyama was trying. See, there we go. We promised. We just got the people back, and now you got me talking about basketball. I am not doing it. Not gonna do it. Carlos is a Rockets guy, but he said, but I can respect the winner. Fantastic. We're not talking about basketball. We just got the people back. Y'all got my word. I promised we wouldn't talk about it. So hey, look, we do. All right. Carlos does want to know, Naomi, where are your headphones? She's got them in. So she's got headphones in.
She's talking about these.
Yes.
Are you talking about these? Yeah. But I have another headphone right here, and then I have
Naomi has an earbud and headphone collection in her office. Go ahead. I'm sorry, I cut you off. Go ahead. Just there's a lot.
You want to go ahead and do collections of headphones?
I hadn't planned it, but randomly, random is the way that this show runs. So random is the fuel that this show operates on.
Really much. I got 2 other sets I haven't unboxed yet. So
amazing. Yeah. Let's see here. Mike, what's up, Mike? He said, morning.
Mike.
What's up, my man? Carlos said, fun fact, I actually own 6 wigs. I believe every word of that. I believe every word of that. Yes, he says Juneteenth here in Texas. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like that was like a serious, that's actually a serious holiday. It's called Juneteenth. And yeah, it's a big deal. Let's see. Home gym game. Okay, so let's just talk about the fact that last night I discovered some facts about Kevin's past because his sister joined his live stream and she revealed that Kevin has always been an outlaw. I suspected it, okay? I'm a trained investigator. I suspected that Kevin is an outlaw and has been an outlaw, and she confirmed it since he was a child, all right? He's out there causing a ruckus, and she also confirmed the disturbances with the police and everything else. But we also got to the bottom of another mystery, and that is how come Kevin doesn't wear shirts in his YouTube thumbnails anymore? And I was like, this dude hasn't worn a shirt in 30 days in his thumbnails, and we discovered the reason. The reason is because he said in his live stream that Chat GPT told him that his arms are larger than normal for someone his size, and so
Mhm.
RIP to shirts. So I mean, y'all think I'm making this up, but since I keep receipts, we're gonna go because he denied it. So we're gonna go over here and one, bam,
Sorry, Kevin.
no shirt, bam. Okay, all right, let's keep going. All right, look at that right there. Okay, shirtless. All right. In fact, he's even in the. If you look at this, if you look at his thumbnail, he's got a picture of himself looking at himself with no shirt on. Like, wow, picture of himself in the tank top, looking at himself with no shirt on. That's the thumbnail. That actually is the truth. Okay. Oh, look at this. Another shirtless. Look at this. Another shirtless. Look at this. This dude is out of control. All right. So I'm just saying, I got nothing against it. I just mentioned it. And Kevin was like, what are you talking about? Next thing you know, he's posting on Instagram with himself wearing a jacket, like he's fully clothed with extra layers. Hey man, lean into who you are now. Lean into who you are. Accept the fact that you hate to see a t-shirt coming. You just like let's go.
Wow.
That's it. Carlos said, there they go. No. Here we go. All right, Mike. Mike says, sheesh, John's take on basketball is like car features. John, back in my day, NBA fouls weren't called unless bones were broken. No, that would have been in the 60s and 70s, which is why they didn't used to dunk, because they said they could do it, but they said if you went up in the air, because a dunk is disrespectful. We all acknowledge that, especially the way, like, remember how Sean Kemp used to dunk? That's disrespectful, right? And so back in the day, the basketball players were called cagers because they played basketball in a cage. This is like in the 50s, and I think. And if you went up to dunk, they would cut your legs out from under you or do something to knock you down. Then they changed the rules, so then you were allowed to start dunking, and Dr. J was able to dunk, and so on and so forth. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that in the 90s, you see like some of the things that Michael Jordan was able to do while he's getting like, basically he flat out getting fouled according to today's rules, and he still is able to score and win 6 back-to-back championships. So I ain't trying to say, I'm just saying.
Bring that up.
I ain't trying to say, I'm just saying. Mike B is on team no shirts. We knew that as well. Okay, Kevin. Let's amend it. He said, in my defense, all recipe videos he does aren't topless. I'm glad, and there's a reason for that, okay? Because grease spatters. So I get it. All right. That's why you don't want to cook bacon with no clothes on. That's just like a little tip.
Really? We're gonna go there?
Don't cook bacon with no clothes on. I mean, hey, do what you want, but I'm saying you won't do it twice. All right. Anyway.
Wow.
History lessons with Grandpa John. You know what? That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get Angel to make a little song for every time I go down memory lane, and I'll just play it. It'll be like, oh, okay. In fact, I'll give you the control for that song, so you can play it every time I start doing like a story. So you can be like, hey, John.
Do we have to limit it for just a show, or can I use it at any time?
Yes, just for the show. You ain't about to, no, because you be following me around like I'm gonna get you sucker with where every hero has his own theme music. Nah, if y'all haven't even watched that movie,
all I have to do is just have it play. That's all I have it. You can be on the other side of the house and it will have to play.
No,
so yeah,
absolutely not. No. Carlos said, and I agree though. Kevin's looking jacked. He said Kevin deserves it. My brother looks awesome. Yes. All right, so now that we've called attendance, I want you guys to encourage you guys to try vidIQ. I had Angel Lopez on the show from Angel Alexandra YouTube channel he was on the show last Friday, and afterwards we were talking, and Angel was telling me that being consistent and using vidIQ were the two biggest difference makers in how his channel grew from 100 to now close to 30,000 subs in just 6 months. So you guys make sure you check out vidIQ today. I'm always encouraging people to do it. But one thing I don't do a good job of is sharing my link so that you guys can support the show as you check it out. So I have just pasted the vidIQ link in the live chat, and it's also in the video description. So make sure you use our link, vidiq.com/JG3 to help support the show. And now it is time to dive headfirst into news and other things. All right, so the question of the day from last week was, should we go back to talking about gym equipment sales on the show? Question of the day for this week is, did you guys watch the Bells of Steel Basilisk reveal on Instagram Live? That it was Kayvon's. It's ostensibly about the basilisk, but he ended up talking about a bunch of different topics. So what I want is, did you guys watch Kayvon's reveal of the basilisk, the Bells of Steel basilisk reveal on Instagram Live? All right, so go ahead and post your questions and comments in the live chat. I'll go ahead and put that right there. And this as the question of the day, so everybody can see it. And boom. So go ahead and start posting your questions there. And if you're watching on replay, shout out to the replay gang, by the way. Go ahead and post your answers in the live chat, because I'm just curious. Not only do I want to know what takes the temperature of the community about the basilisk specifically, but I also want to know how many people watch stuff like the like when brands do like reveals on Instagram. So once we get some answers, I'll swing back around now and I'll give my answer to it. All right, next item. Next news item is I updated my ebook. So the book is part of a series called Zach and My Adventures, and I'm pretty, I would say I mentioned it on Instagram, and it is one of those things where it's like I'm proud of it. You're like, well, what does this have to do with Garage Gym Life, home gyms, or anything else like that? The fact that you wrote a book, I mean, that's fantastic. You wrote a book, but who cares? Okay, so here's the thing. What you guys don't know is that Garage Gym Life wouldn't exist if I hadn't written a book. So in fact, let me go ahead and I'll share the screen and let you guys see what the book cover looks like. So this is a shameless plug, but there it is right there. I updated the book cover. So what happened is I wrote the book, and then I was looking for ways to increase sales. And they were like, hey, they said, well, the best way to increase sales is to start a blog and basically raise your online profile. So people will say, hey, this guy, we know who this guy is. Let's go, read his book. Right. And I was like, well, I spent actually a fair amount of time trying to figure out what I should blog about. And they said, and the answer basically was blog about what you know the most about. And I had a bunch of different things, but I said, you know what? The thing I know I can write about consistently is working out at home. And that's how Garage Gym Life came to be. And I just was looking back through some of the records, because remember we talked about it last month when we were when we were in South Carolina. Or was it North Carolina? It was South Carolina.
Yeah, into North Carolina and then dropped into South Carolina.
Yes. Okay, so we were in South Carolina, but when we were talking about it, because we were talking about it with the Exponent Edge people. Anyway, yeah, so we actually applied for our business license in May of 2016. So we just crossed the 10-year mark for Garage Gym Life last year, and I didn't even realize it had been 10 years in. But the whole thing started because I wrote this book. And the book came about because one day our son Marshall, turned off the radio. We were driving somewhere, running errands, and he turned the radio off and looked at me and said, tell me a story. And I started telling him a story. And that story is what's in that book. So it's a story I told to my son. So it's really special to me. And I've got the link in the video description. So if you guys would support us by going to check out the book, it, in my opinion, is very entertaining. Everybody who reads it said they like it. And in fact, Carlos said, go buy the book. He bought the book this week. He said, go buy the book. It's practically free. Yeah, it's like $2.99. So sometimes Kindle, it's available on Kindle, and sometimes Kindle runs like sales and stuff.
Mhm.
But it's normally $2.99, and if you have Kindle Unlimited, it'll be free. So there you go. Anyway, but it's called A Different Kind of Giant, and anybody else needs the link, I go ahead and I can. I'm happy to. What you call, provide it for you anytime, day or night. I'm like, hey, here's a link. Feel free, go buy the book.
Yep.
That's it. Yeah. You can yes, you can wake me up to ask me for the link so you can buy the book. That's fine. Anyway, let me. I'm starting to see the answers to
Mhm.
to the answers to the question of the day. So that's the first thing. Now let's talk about something that you did. Um, oh yeah. My notes say I'm supposed to post the book link in the live chat. So there it is.
Stay according to the rundown. So, because we know that you don't.
Yeah, I don't. We veered off twice, but I'm back. I'm back. All right, there we go. So I got the link.
You did really well.
I'm,
Last week it was all over the place.
oh yeah, stay tuned. It may be the day is young.
Yeah.
But let's go to our Home Gym Con update. So so this update is specifically about Garage Gym Life and what we're doing at Home Gym Con. So first of all, the sign up list is live for our live show at Home Gym Con, right? That's such a hard thing to say too, because all of our shows are live, but I mean
Mhm.
live in person show before live studio audience. I I just, but I don't know any easy way to say we're live and in person at, I don't know how to say it. Anyway, this show at Home Gym Con, y'all can actually be there in person. All right. And
Yeah.
the sign up list is live. We need to get you guys. I know everybody likes to do it last minute, but we need to get
Mhm.
you guys to sign up live.
Your head
See,
count.
we need you guys to sign up ahead of time because we're asking brands to bring giveaway items, to bring gifts for you. They need to know how many to bring. They're not just going to bring a ton of random stuff. They need to know some specific counts. Our goal is 50 people. Okay, the goal is 50 people. It's a small room, so uh please. But hey, if we get more than 50, we'll figure it out. But just sign up. The list, the sign up sheet is in the video description, and if anybody needs it, I can put it in the live chat. Trevor said he's already registered. Thank you. And
Mm.
one thing I will do that I didn't do last year is I will include the directions for how to find said event, um like how to
Please
get
don't. I
there.
don't want to have that
uh
3 o'clock morning scare like I did last time. Like, how are they going to get in?
Oh, that was, you want to tell that story real quick? Because I think it's
Oh
hilarious.
gosh.
I actually told I told Scott McDonald from Body Solid yesterday. I told him the story yesterday when we were on the phone. Because Body Solid's gonna be at the show, at the
Hmm.
in-person show. But go ahead, you can tell that story because I don't really know it from your perspective because I was downstairs. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Well, like, so we had done like all system check, got everything set up and everything else. We had gone back to the hotel, gonna rest up, and then literally 3 o'clock in the morning, sat straight up. I'm like, how's everybody gonna get inside? Because the door is locked and we're upstairs. How are they gonna do that? And of course, John's like, well, I got the pass, or I got the little tink tink to get in. I was like, that's great. Well, who's gonna let everybody else in? And that's when he's like, oh yeah, that's a good question. And so just trying to figure out the logistics on that. Um, so that way, and again, I think, was it Trevor? It's early morning, no coffee, but I'm trying to remember who was there to be able to help out to just kind of direct people upstairs and let people in to into the main door to be able to go upstairs. So yes, this time we'll make sure we have it easily available for people to get in and get directions to where our live show would be up there in the crow's nest. That's probably not the proper term for where we are located, but it's like an overlook over the whole um home gym con
I think it's
layout.
called the executive suite.
There we
But yeah.
go.
So what I did is, and in fact, I just double checked while you were talking. I made to double check to make sure I didn't make that up. But the directions for how to get there
Mhm.
are now in the sign up. So all you got to do is, I mean, the directions aren't complicated. It's just if you don't know where
Yeah.
to go, it's like it's a very big room, and there's multiple stuff going on at the convention center, that day. So, but what I did is put the directions in there because on my end, I ran out of the room, ran downstairs, and I had to wait down there until Trevor walked in, and then I gave him quick instructions. I said, "Hey, stay here and let people in. Stay here and let people in. And tell them how to get up to that room because he had been there the day before helping set up. Actually, he was there all week helping set up.
Yeah.
So shout out to Trevor.
Trevor. Yep.
But I was like, you tell people how to get there. I said, and then Jake is gonna be there. Is gonna be here. He said he'll be here at 6. And he'll take over because he'll come and he'll unlock the doors because technically the convention center wasn't supposed to be open until so
like
we had to use his Jake's key card. So we had to use
Mhm.
Jake's key card so we could get in at like 4 a.m., which meant we woke up at about 3 to walk over there. Then we used it's like, so we were walking past the drunks who were stumbling home, and we were walking and we're walking by headed to do the thing to the convention center. Anyway, so that's what's happening. And then so when Trevor got there, I told him all that. I said, Jake's gonna be here. He promised he'll be here at 6 and he'll open he'll take over the door, and then you can come upstairs, right? And then I turned around and ran up the escalator, go around the corner, run down to the steps, run up the steps, and then just like in Back to the Future, when Marty McFly slid on the stage, I had a little mark on the floor where you were supposed to stand so you could be on camera, and I ran to that spot, and I told Naomi, hit the countdown. Here's the other catch. Normally, we play the intro where it's me singing, right? And I said, oh yeah, I'm gonna sing the intro live this time. So I'm out of breath because I just ran a significant distance, and I was definitely not in shape last year. I ran up there, and then I'm like, okay, now I gotta sing this song while gasping for breath. It sounded like first day of Lamaze class, but we got through it. Anyway, so that's the behind the scenes. So hopefully none of that happens this year because we've put the directions in the sign-up list.
Yeah.
So there you go. And let's quick run down the brands who are going to be there. So Anchor is going to be there. Synergy Custom Fitness is going to be there. These are the confirmed brands. McCullough will be there. Body Solid, I just confirmed with them. StrenFlex Fitness. So Matt, who's going to be on today, StrenFlex is also going to be at our in-person show at Home Gym Con. And we have room for a few more brands because each brand is going to have 15 minutes and they're going to just do a presentation about their about the brand and about what they have at their booth. So, and then plus, you get the giveaways, and they'll be giving out special discount codes to the people who are at the in-person show. And of course, people who are watching live will be able to get those. What you won't get if you're watching online is the giveaways, but you at least still get the discount codes if you like going to Home Gym Con the next day or something like that. Next thing we're doing at Home Gym Con is we are live streaming with Anchor. Now that's going to happen on Thursday, and I believe it's before the event that the Garage Gym competition is doing with all the content creators, but I'm not sure. It may be at the same time, but that's fine. I mean, you guys swing by the Anchor booth, and talk to us, and then go head on over to check them out. If it's at the same time, it's fine. But we did secure Wi-Fi, so we know our stream will go live. It's going to go live Thursday at I think the plan is 4. So basically, when the event starts, we're going to start the live stream, and we're going to be live until the convention is done that day. Okay, so that's going to be our first thing. I am in process of creating the link in the thumbnail, so you guys keep an eye out for that. All right, and that's the Home Gym Con update. You ready to move on to the sale item, or do you want to do question of the day?
What is the question of the day? Let's go ahead and do question of the day.
All right, so question of the day once again is: did you guys watch the Bells of Steel Basilisk reveal on IG Live? So Trevor said he saw a YouTube video. Okay, I looked for the Basilisk thing on YouTube. and I couldn't
Mhm.
find one because I watched part of it on Instagram Live, and then I had to go. I forgot what I had to do,
Mhm.
but I had to go do something. And so I couldn't stay on. I think I had to go to UPS store or something like that. But anyway, so I
Mhm.
couldn't stay on and keep watching it. And one thing that I don't like about Instagram Live is, to Carlos's point, it's difficult to find older videos on Instagram Live, on the
Mhm.
replays and stuff. It may still be there, but I don't know if it's still on there. So I didn't watch it. And the other thing is, even if it is there, you can't just pick up where you left off like you can with YouTube. So that's a
Right.
reason why I much prefer YouTube for live streaming and things like that. But in
Mhm.
any case, um, yeah, it's Instagram Live ends up just being, to answer your question, Carlos, it basically ends up just being like a post on the page
Okay.
once it's over, if they click to save the video. So you have to, like,
Correct.
on purpose say you want to save the video, but if you don't, then it's not going to save it.
Yeah.
So there's that. All right. So anyway, so that's two people who watched it, and can we go 2.5? Because I watched half of it. We got him 2.5 views. Did you watch it? I'm assuming no,
I
because you
have
were
not.
working.
Ye Was it
Yeah,
yesterday?
yeah, it was yesterday during the day. So you were working.
I wasn't working. I was
Oh,
with
that's right.
family.
You were Marshall. That's right.
Yeah.
Taking care of Fred. Okay.
Yes, right.
Uh
Yeah.
okay. My brother's here. He says, "Morning." Hey,
Morning, Lou.
by the way, if you guys are going to be in the man, you refresh my memory because I'm trying to remember, but my brother is running the Tennessee State strongman competition, and it
Oh,
is next week. Yeah. So I just can't remember the name of it, so I'm looking it up on Iron Podium right now. Um, so it's the Tennessee State Strength Expo, and it's in Livingston,
nice.
Tennessee, June 26th through 28th. So if you guys are anywhere near, in fact, I'll pull up the link on Iron Podium really quick, so I
Mhm.
can give you some. This was not planned. See, already off topic. But so it's Tennessee State Strength Expo Clash of the Titans, and it is June 27th. Excuse me, Saturday, June 27th, in at the Overton County Fairgrounds in Livingston, Tennessee. So you could tell that Boo's the one. So we call him Boo. Uh, uh, you can tell he's the one who came up with this, because he said this show is all about moving fast and disrespecting weights that the average person thinks are heavy. So come out and showcase your strength, athleticism, and grit at the Overton County Fairgrounds. All right, and there's going to be other stuff going on there. So if you guys want to, if you're anywhere near there and you want to check it out, swing by Tennessee State Strength Expo and check on Saturday, June 27th, and check out the Clash of the Titans. Now I got the Method Man song on Clash with the
Good.
Titan. That's in my
Well,
head right now.
at least it got
Uh,
rid of the other thing in your head.
that's true.
Popeye.
Thanks. So
You're welcome.
that's right. La 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 la. I told you I'm gonna get the Smurf
I
song
like
stuck
the
in your head.
Smurfs.
That's fine. Boo said, "Hey sis."
Yay.
All right. So next thing on, moving on. Let's see here. So back pain relief for people who are scared of full inversion. So this one, I actually was thinking about it because Trevor and I were talking about it. I want to say on Mailbag Monday, maybe 2 episodes ago, he was talking about he needed to figure out a way to kind of get his back, to give himself some relief, because he was trying to.
Mhm.
That's right, yeah, because he was trying to do a try to figure out a way to do a glute ham raise for the decompression if he doesn't have a
Mm.
glute ham raise. And I said, well, you could just hang and do inversion. But I know everybody doesn't like inversion. Everybody doesn't have gravity boots. So here is a way that I discovered. And I forgot basically to share this with you, Trevor, but my bad. But here you go now. So basically you take a strap hanging upside down. I recommend the big race strap from Spud Inc., but there you go. Um, so I'll let it play. This is from Unbridled Strength. Work boots not included. but this is a way that you can. There you go. Look at it. My favorite is he's got the dip can in his back pocket, but
Didn't
there
drop
you
it
go.
either.
So there you go. So you just take a strap and you hang upside, and that'll give you some relief, right there.
I
And
would feel more comfortable doing something like that, only
yeah,
because the whole inverted boot thing in my head, it slips off and then you hit your head on the ground.
I mean, here's the thing. So if you use the gravity boots like I use, you're not. You're basically you're in them until you take them off. But I understand that to me, the greater danger is like your body relaxes so much when you are hanging there that you can't do a crunch to get yourself up, and you may have to use your hands on the thing to on the if you're like using a power rack like a sensible person, you
Mhm,
like walk your hands up to get up, but that's the biggest danger. And
mhm,
then as I demonstrated a while back, if you after you hang, if you then after you're inverted, if you then hang for too long like this, what'll happen is you
mhm,
cut off your air and you fall. So but if you just like come up and then get down, you're fine. And if you
mhm,
decide to do it, I do recommend this from Spud Inc. Not sponsored, but it's called the Big Ray Strap Godzilla Band Combo. Um, so this was they called it Big Ray because it was literally developed by them for Ray Williams for IPF world champion, multi-time world champion Ray Williams. They needed a strap that was big enough to hold him, and he's a super heavyweight. So if it'll hold him, it'll hold you. Um, if you anybody needs that link, I'm happy to share it. But that's pretty much what you can do. We have, and yes, we have a strap that's heavy duty enough, so you can try it if you want to try it later on today. Um,
okay.
but yeah, so that's my back pain relief for people who don't like inversion. Um, Carlos said, "Let me go get my blue paint because he heard me singing the Smurf song." No, actually, look, you know what? I told you I believe in freedom. You go ahead and be painted as blue as you want throughout this entire show. Um, it's up to you. Go ahead. I'm not gonna be here. He said I was inverted. Well, no, no. So I mean, I use inversion all the time. I just don't tell people
Mhm,
about it anymore because to me it's not like a big deal. But
mhm,
it's a game changer for low back pain, in my opinion, along with regular hanging, which is
mhm.
coincidentally what the Tough Raps lifting video is partially about. And yes, I am definitely a Spider-Man fan, mostly Miles Morales, but Peter Parker's got his place in my heart as well.
I do want to
Uh,
check out that Spider-Man Noir. I've seen a
we
lot
can
of the
we can
clips.
watch that. Uh, heck, this evening.
Hmm.
I got it pulled up and saved on the playlist.
Yeah.
And in fact, look at this segue. All right. I'm not only am I back on topic, I'm segueing into the next topic because I brought up the tough lifting straps, the lifting hooks. And here we are. That's where we are in the rundown. So the new video for members, um, it's not going to remain for members. It's just for members right now.
Hmm.
Uh, it's my first impressions review of the Tough Wraps tough lifting hooks. Um, and this is probably the easiest way that I can say you if you want to hang, because the thing with hanging is your grip strength, especially at the end of a workout when you're supposed to hang, your grip strength becomes a limiting factor. So imagine if you just finished deadlifting a full deadlift workout and then somebody says, "Oh, now you got to go hang." If you're using a bar with significant knurling, your grip's going to be fried. Um,
Hmm.
so what I do is I use the Tough Wraps lifting hooks, and
Hmm.
I mean, I can use it. I've used it with one hand. Normally, I use it with both hands, but as you can see from this Instagram post, I've also used it with just one hand, right? So that's why Carlos said I'm a Spider-Man fan. So there you go.
Yeah.
Got a lot of people saying this could be the next Spider-Man movie poster, and all I'm saying is Kevin Feige's got to come out of his pocket. He got to break open the checkbook. He wants to use my image. Okay, my image and like this. I'm not saying no. I'm just saying you guys to pay me, right? Uh, Another shot of my plug,
Speechless.
shameless plug right there. All right.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, but yeah, so um I talk about the lifting hooks, why you might want them, and it's not sponsored, but it's just something that I purchased, and I was like, hey, you guys might like it. So they're like $30, I want to say. And to me, they're well worth the price. So this is what they look like, and you
Mhm.
can use them. I don't really know where would happen in my life that I'd have to use them to do rows on a machine like that. But uh,
I mean, I've seen hooks like that, or at least grip
sure,
assistance like that.
yeah. But
Um,
I mean, look, the dude obviously. I'm not saying that the dude. Okay. So you look at this picture, like, well, he obviously knows what he's doing because of his size. Okay, right. I think he's doing this because of the picture, and it was just the easiest shot to get. I because I can't imagine really using these hooks for any kind of machine-based movement. I could be wrong, but I will say that you can use them for like bend over rows, and if you want to use them for deadlifts, they work well for that as well. Depending on how
right.
much you deadlift, they are rated to 400 pounds. So if you deadlift more than that, don't try it. But anything under
Yeah,
that, you can use it, and it's definitely good for rows.
I know I've seen like a lot of the female lifting creators that I watch like on YouTube. Um, they use like those hooks like when they're doing rows, and they may use it because their body weight is so low, but what they're pulling or rowing is
Oops.
so much
So I
that
just
they
hit my
use that to
mic
kind of
again. Sorry.
to kind of hook in, no pun
Yeah.
intended, to
Yeah.
be able to because also with their grip is what I've seen those used for. Or like even like holding the bar when they're doing like deadlifts, like you just mentioned.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, they
so
so Boo said they have their place. Yes. Um,
mhm,
and I actually prefer them for hanging over figure eight straps. I would normally use just regular lifting straps for most of the other applications we just talked about. But
mhm,
for hanging, I prefer the lifting hooks because um, figure eight straps actually hold you too tightly. I don't mean like tightly, like it's uncomfortable on your wrist, but I mean when you're ready to
uh-huh,
get down, it's harder to
uh-huh.
get them disengaged from the
It
bar
just,
than the hooks.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah. Carlos said I usually use hooks for deadlifts and bent over rows. Yep. Okay.
Hmm.
He said I haven't tried them for hanging yet. That's my favorite application. And the other thing is, uh, I haven't. I used to use a different brand of hooks for deadlifts when I first got my. If I was doing like high reps deadlifts, like when I deadlifted 500 pounds, I did like a set of 9, which made me
Hmm.
mad because I was going for 10. I'm like, who does 9? You do 1, 3, 5, 8, 10, and I got 9. I'm still mad about that. But anyway, so I was using the lifting hooks then, and I didn't notice any significant damage or any
Hmm.
damage at all to the knurling. But
Yeah.
that's still something you got to think about. Uh, and Boo said, I'm a VersaGrip fan, easy to get in, easy to get out. Yes. Um, yeah, he doesn't like figure eights at all. But
Hmm.
yeah, I like VersaGrip. Well, I personally like VersaGrips because I'm mad because of how they acted when we were at the Olympia and Boo was competing at the Olympia in the Master Strongman competition, and they were paying attention to this other dude instead of him. And I've been mad ever since. And I'm like, you realize that other dude's just a random non-athletic regular person. Well, I mean, he was okay. He did work out. He looked like he worked out. I said, but he's not here at the nationals competing. So I was mad. So yeah, I realized that was like 2018. I'm holding a grudge.
Hmm.
Um, moving
That's fair.
on. Speaking of strongman competitions, we will actually not be able to be at Boo's competition.
Hmm.
Up at the one that he's directing
Hmm.
in Tennessee because we are going to be live streaming the USS Arkansas Strongest um, next Saturday, June 27th. So I will show that link right now, and that way you guys can check that out if you are interested in, or so you can know about the competition. And then the live stream is already on our. The live stream is already available on the channel.
Yes.
So right here, this is it. So this is it. It is USS Arkansas Strongest 2026. It is at the Arkansas State Fair, and you can see the list of events by going to this link here, or you can check it out on the live stream that's already. Just go to the live stream description. It's on the channel here, and you'll see the events. But it's like Last Human Standing, Log the Deadlift Ladder, Fingal Fingers, Ring the Bell. That's like a hammer strike, and then they got a stone series. But you'll have explanations about all that stuff. Everything starts at 9 a.m. Central Time. So we hope to see all you guys. Hope to see all you guys checking it out live, unless you are at the competition that Boo is running. All right, and he said this is going to be the last one that he's going to be meet director for, or event director for. So you guys don't want to miss out. It's going to be a good time. All right. Let's see here. All right. So we have officially gotten to the end of all of the news events. This is a great moment in history. Write this down. We actually completed all the stuff in news and other things. And now it's time for the most popular segment, Recliner of Rage. But before we go into that, Naomi, go ahead and let everybody know what you got going on. Give them a quick, what's that thing? Update on what's going on with your. Actually, you know what? Can you hang around for a little bit?
Sure. Go ahead and do your Recliner of Rage. I'll be right back.
I want you to have time to tell people about your training for the triathlon.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So let's go to Recliner of Rage, and we're going to do that right now. It's the Recliner of Rage.
It's the Recliner of Rage, 'cause he's not happy.
You dang right I'm not happy. I am outraged. I am outraged. It is an outrage. All right. So today's Recliner of Rage is dedicated to AI. So you saw the cover of my ebook, and yes, I had to use AI. If you didn't see it, I'll show it to you one more time. Because I'm happy to do that, but I ain't happy about this situation. All right, so this is the updated cover of the ebook, complete with the samurai, the dog, and the character. All right, that's what it's supposed to look like. Okay. Yes, I had to use AI because I have not found anybody who meets this guy's dimensions. He's 4'8". All right, but he's real muscular dude. I haven't met anybody, and I've been looking. I promise you. I used to stop people in the store. Hey, how tall are you? Right, and I have not been able to find anybody who meets those dimensions. Right, but the problem with AI is you got to tell it what to do. And I gave it an AI prompt, right? So part of the prompt was, okay, include a 1988 Suzuki Samurai. That's important. Keep that. Remember that phrase. Include a 1988 Suzuki Samurai in the cover image. And I said, place the Suzuki Samurai in the back behind the subject and the dog. That sounds really simple. And this is what I got. All right. Y'all saw what it's supposed to look like. This is what I got first. That right there. Now, okay. First of all, that ain't what I told him the dude needs to look like. 1, he's too dark. 2, he's too tall. 3, the dog is floating in the air. But more than that, I said Suzuki Samurai. Yes, they gave me Suzuki Samurai, but what y'all see in the very back is an actual samurai standing behind a Suzuki Samurai. Who is this extra samurai? We got 2 samurai in the picture. What's up with this unwanted bonus, this random ancient samurai warrior? Okay. Who is this extra samurai? I said I wanted 1 Suzuki Samurai in the back. They got that. But then in the back, they got an ancient samurai. Is that the last Ronin pumping gas while he looks for Master Shredder? Who is this? Who is this extra dude? Who is this extra? The dog don't know. I don't know. And just to be clear, I don't hate AI. I hate dealing with AI. And I am tired of listening to y'all's AI video voiceovers. Stop it. Just stop it. And who is this extra? I ain't want 2 samurai. I don't need 2 samurai.
That's funny.
It ain't fun. Look, I'm getting hot. I was like, why is there extra samurai right here, right now? I got things, and I was trying to hurry up and get my stuff done. And then this extra samurai pop up. I'm like, who is this extra dude, man? Get out of here.
And I kind of agree
Go ahead.
that
I'm listening to your jokes. Go ahead.
that a caricature does look like Kevin. And I didn't notice the extra samurai in the back. I was like, oh yeah, you do have an extra samurai in the back.
Extra dude. Who is
that's
this extra
actually
dude, and
funny.
why is he in my dang photo? I'm like, what is this? You're talking about a samurai and his sidekick. Ha ha. That's two. That's a Suzuki Samurai, which is not the same vehicle as this Suzuki Sidekick. All right. My brother said I still have that book in my Kindle. Yeah. So actually, and so if you already own the book, that's actually a good point. See how I calm right down. We're talking about the book again. So if you already own the book, you have to delete it and download it again if you want to get the updated cover. But I didn't change anything about the book, the internal components of the book. So the story is unchanged. All I did was change the cover so that we can attract, more readers. It just, the old cover was horrible. And somebody asked me also about the AI thing, and I was like, well, the old cover was Photoshop. So I still had to use technology for the old cover. Because there's literally nobody. Remember, I met Joey in the grocery store, and I said, "Hey man, how tall are you?" And I think he said 5'1". I said, "Man, you too tall." I said, and then I was like, "Is that with your boots on?" Is that no? Because he was wearing boots. I said, "Is that with the boots on?" Or like he said, "No, that's just how tall." So okay, you too tall. So disappointing. So hey, if you are out there and you 4'8" and you muscular, and you're multiracial, hit me up. That sounded crazy. Pause. But yeah, I just need you to cover the book. Yeah. So anyway, but there you go.
Blessed be.
Man, I'm mad we put in a lot of work for that book. Thank you, Extra Samurai. What is this? Kevin said, crash out for me, John. I'm telling you, I don't need, look, Kevin is in Japan. He don't know why that Extra Samurai is there. What is going on here? Okay. So you want me? No, I'm gonna make you come on here and crash out yourself. Don't worry, I have a plan. I have a plan for how you can come on and you can crash out even if you can't make it to the show. Or I told you, if you want to come crash out right now, you can. I'll let you come in here and you can crash out because Naomi has actually never talked to you live. So if you want to come on real quick and crash out, that's fine. But I don't need you keeping Hayden. Caden and Haku awake. I said Hayden and Haku. Caden and Haku awake with your rants. Okay. So what you can do is, well, I'll tell you. I'll text you after the show and let you know what we can do. But I got a plan. But yeah, Carlos, read the book because you're gonna learn today. You're gonna learn today. Hey, I'm telling you. No extra samurai. Get out of here. Get this. Okay. Now I'm gonna calm down. And I'm going to let you explain before we move on to the next thing. Go ahead and talk about your triathlon training. And let's start with, when is your next race?
It is on July 19th. It is in the Gainesville area in Georgia near Lake Lanier. And so it's 4 weeks away, 4.5-ish. So that is where I start to really kind of ramp up my training when it comes down, like with my swimming, my biking. It's been raining constantly here in Georgia, so getting out on the road has been and will be a challenge. But I may have to just get out on the road with the bike because it may rain on the day of my event, for all I know. And unless there's like thunderstorm warnings, the show will continue. They will go ahead and still do a race. So that means swimming, running, biking in the rain. So I need to get some experience on that end under my belt. But yeah, it is on July 19th, and I'm excited. I am excited.
So the
first word sounds like,
well, I was about to ask two questions at the exact same time, and that's not how language works. So let's go in order. The most important question is if people want to come to the race, because that's something that people had talked about. They're like, I didn't even think about it until your friend showed up at the last one, so that people may want to come support you. So
So,
where can they find the information for
Mhm.
where the race is going to be so they can come attend if they want to?
So it is known as the Georgia Peach Women's Try is the name of the event. They have the Okay, so for everybody else, there's a backstory to this comment, by the way, and it's been a running joke for as long as I've known Boo and as long as John and I have been together.
Hey,
So, but that's different. Ocean and rain on the surface is completely different. That's all I'm going to say.
I
That's all I'm
believe
going
in
to
you.
say.
I believe in you. I'm just minding my
But
own business over here, adding this back down here. Go ahead. Go
yep.
ahead. But
But
where can they get to the
whatever.
race? The race
So,
event?
yeah, if you just, I'll get the link to the event, but it is at the Recliner Olympic Park, here in Georgia. And like I said, the event name is Georgia Peach Women's Try. And so it is, I'm trying to see what time it starts. Usually the event starts at like 8, in the morning. But we'll be there obviously way before then. And like I said, I'll get the link and we'll put it into the description. And I'll be busy during the race, but you guys can hang out and keep John busy, occupied, in between me going through the transition. But yeah, I'm excited.
So we could actually do a sign up sheet for that as well, because we can hang out afterwards. You know,
Ice
if
cream?
everybody like we can do like a hangout thing. Yeah. So Naomi always eats ice cream after any race.
Go.
So if y'all want to do that, we can do if we have enough interest, we can do like a sign up thing for that as well. It's next month. But here's the link, so you guys
Mhm.
can kind of decide if this is something you want to do, and y'all let me know. Anybody who really wants to come, we can work out something like that. Um,
Mhm.
I'm down with it, definitely. More people yelling for Naomi, the better. I'm all into that. All right.
I love it.
Let's see here. It is 7:03. So shout out to
Mhm.
the Central Time Zone, and good morning to those of you who are just joining us. We're heading into hour 2 of the show. And I want to remind you guys that you too can create live streams for your channel using the same tools that make it possible for us to connect with our audience each week. I was talking to a podcast host last week, and he said he's contemplating switching to a live format because he's watched our show, and he said, "Oh,
Mhm.
that like this looks like something that'd be cool to do." And I completely agree. We started out as the Garage Gym Life podcast. And then I said, you know what, it's better. And then I said, you know what, I'm just going to do what I've always wanted to do, and that's to just make this a live show. And I'm so glad I did. Tried StreamYard thanks to some advice from my guy Toothpick at First String Podcast, which is an NFL podcast. So shout out to them. And I tried it and I haven't looked back. So the thing I like about StreamYard is honestly, it makes it possible for you to do all the things that we do, the tech overlays, the banners, the like this banner right here. So the link is in the video description. It is in the video. So all that kind of stuff, it makes it really easy to do, even if you're not a tech savvy person. So it lowers the barrier for entry. And we've actually even used StreamYard in places where we had to live stream in person. And remember, we used StreamYard because our OBS link wasn't working because of the thing, whatever the situation was
It was
at the fairgrounds in
blocked.
Nashville. Yeah.
Yep.
But we were able to use StreamYard that day, and I did it again last time I did that strongman live stream for Huck, the last one, in Arkansas. I
Hmm.
use StreamYard for that as well. So it's very, very versatile, very user friendly, and it's got a nice interface. If you're used to OBS, you'll be able to use StreamYard pretty easily. If you
Yeah.
don't know anything about this, you'll be able to use StreamYard really easily. And yes, I do prefer it over Riverside because, like I said, it is a lot more user friendly than the other things that are out there. And I've tried several of them. I've tried Riverside, and I'm a big believer in StreamYard. So anyway, use our link to check out StreamYard, and it'll support the show, no extra cost to you. So I know we got some content creators here. The link is in the video description, but I'm gonna go ahead and I'm posting it in the comments right here as well, in case anybody wants to try it. All right. Now, let's see here. For YouTube channels you need to start watching, I'm gonna do this a little bit differently because we've been updating. I've been going through and updating our the playlists on our homepage. So this is a good time for me to do that, to just show you guys that. So I'm gonna go to our channel and go to our homepage real quick so you guys can see it. Okay. I'm having so there's a video that plays immediately when you come on. All right. So I had to turn the sound off. All right. There we go. All right. So you guys check this out and you see how this relates. So obviously I want you to watch our channel too. All right. So let's start there. If you just happen to stop by the live stream, make sure you watch our channel. All right. But when you come to the homepage, we've updated it. So of course, anytime we're live, you'll see that whatever we're currently live, the top playlist is top section is gonna show that we're live now. And so that's this video right here. So that's Inception, right? So it's like live and then live. And then you're gonna see the Up Way Too Early with Garage Life playlist to all the episodes. And then this changes because it's viewer specific. So you'll see a different list of videos depending on what you're into and what you've watched recently when you come to the channel. Then there's the Y Project, Feel Good Home Gym Stories, our home gym setup guide. This is based on, this is a list of videos that we've done over the years based upon how we actually built our YouTube channel, based upon how we actually built our home gym. So it's not based off of just stuff that people send us for free or random things. We've said it multiple times that we built our garage gym based upon the things that we're interested in competing in and our needs. So we've got lessons learned from 20 plus years of doing that. And that's what this playlist is about. It's how to build, it's a home gym setup guide, but based upon how we actually built our home gym, starting in a loft apartment, which is where I was living. And this is before I met Naomi. Loft apartment, 2 dumbbells. Then I moved. When I met Naomi, I was already living in a place that had a shed. So my weights were all in the shed. So I had to set up a home gym in a shed. Then together we moved into a place with a 1-car garage. And then we moved to here with a 2-car garage. So there's a lot of lessons learned over the course of the years. And that guide is there. Another thing we've got is free home workout playlist, right? So we actually paid people to create this list, this workout list. It's a follow along it's a list of follow along workout videos. So Dave Spadowski, who's actually based, shout out to Dave, he's from Spitz Fitness. I got to know him when he was competing in powerlifting. He was a bench press champion and raw bench press champion, and he's also a coach and personal trainer, certified personal trainer. And so I asked him to create a video playlist. And the cool thing about even the chest and tricep workout is when he did it, he was actually recovering from an injury, so he couldn't bench press. So it's really cool because it's not like you think, oh, he's a bench press champion, so it's not going to be for me, but it's actually very accessible to just regular people. So he's got chest and triceps and a back and biceps routine, legs and core routine, and then a full body workout. And then for those who want to do like just a high intensity workout, we've got one that we paid someone to do, and then another one that's just a body weight only. So you can literally just do if you don't have a program, or you're just looking for a change of pace, you can literally follow these for completely free. And the thing is that this is one of those things, we got a lot of videos on the playlist or on the channel that are were ahead of their time. Our channel was too small at the time for people to pay attention to this because I did this during COVID. Right. Yeah. And so we had all these, you remember like all these bigger channels, like mainstream fitness channels were doing the home workouts thing. Well, so nobody saw our videos. Well, now the channel has grown enough that I think that people will be able to see it. And so it's a resource, you know, if you don't need it, cool. But if you do, it's on there and it's going to be on there. Then, of course, we got the home gym tours. Then we've got our unboxing and video reviews, training vlogs right now. Mine is members only. The playlist is public, but the videos are members only. But then you got Naomi's training vlog as well. And then, of course, my YouTube shorts, my training vlogs from like YouTube shorts from my training vlogs, just random stuff that's there too. But the one that I love the most is this playlist called Videos We Love from Channels We Watch. And that's basically my chance to shout out videos from channels that I think don't get enough love. So Sweatshop, and it's videos that I've watched and I'm like, oh, this is kind of cool. So got videos from Sweatshop Dad, a couple of videos actually from Kevin that are in there. We got video from Vintage Weights PGH. Shout out to Rob. Got I watch Rep Rant Repeat all of the time, and so I've got the most recent video that I watched from him, from Jason. It's on there too. The Bar Gym reviews. We got 2 videos from Ashley the Amazing. Shout out to 332. I'm a fan of Mind Pump, so got a video from them on there. Of course, the bad guy, Jonathan from No Fake 24/7, got a video on there as well. And then this collab video, which actually is from Angel and Home Gym Gains. I actually just watched that one. It's called The Secret to My YouTube Growth, and it's Angel talking about how he grew his YouTube channel. It's got some really good tips on there. So I just watched that. So this kind of was like, I was able to knock out 2 things at once, telling you about the updates to our channel, but also these are, you know, it's a playlist that I am really excited about because I like sharing people. I like sharing people's channels if I believe in them, regardless of the size of the channel. And that's just a really easy way to do it. Look at this dude. Eric Echoes in the building. Hey, man, Eric, specific to you, I'm going to go back to something we talked about earlier in the show because Eric said that he would have been at our live in-person show, but he couldn't find the room. So if you sign up, I need you to sign up to be at the live in-person show. And the directions to get to that room are in the sign up. They're on the sign up page. So you'll be able to find it, no problem. All right. So make sure you sign up and where's this sign up? Did I post the sign up link already?
Yes, you did. It's in the
so yeah, just scroll up and you'll be able to see it. All right. So yeah, Eric, my man, gotta have you at the show, at the in-person show, man. It's not gonna be a party without you. Now let's see here. Those are the 2 things. All right. So is there anything that stands out to you about, I just do a lot as far as like the channel updates, anything that stands out to you about that you want to talk about, or we can move on to how heavy should you lift as you get older?
I mean, the other thing I was going to add to it is the fact the way it's organized. So it will play. If you have that playlist, you can watch, pretty much start at the first one and let it stream and play all the way through of how it's organized on the channel. Kind of like think of like a Netflix series. And that's actually one of the formats that YouTube has done recently with this playlist that I like, that's very reminiscent or very similar to like other like streaming channels like Netflix, for example. So for like the episodes. So that's actually kind of cool. But yeah, we can go on to the next subject of how heavy you should lift.
All right. So I watched Powerlifting America Age Division Nationals 2 weeks ago. And every Masters 2 competitor, so that's basically people who are in their 50s, every Masters 2 competitor was lifting around 400 pounds in the squat and deadlift. All right. Now, some were above that. So Masters 2 is lifters from age 50 to 59. But I'm saying that they were lifting at least 400 pounds. So some were lifting 5, some were, you know, I want to say somebody got close to 6. It was probably David Ricks. That dude's ridiculously strong. But Okay, so David Ricks was like a 700-pound squatter and deadlifter. Now he's older, so he's only doing in the 5s and 6s. But yeah, so he throws off the bell curve quite a bit. But the point is, everybody was lifting at least 400 pounds in the squat and deadlift. And the thing is that a lot of times I see advice about lifting heavy that say, oh, well, you're getting older, so you don't have to lift heavy anymore.
Mhm.
For your joints and all this other kind of stuff. And I violently disagree with that. I'm not saying that you need to be trying to break world records all the time, but the reason why I disagree with that is, um, first of all, there's empirical evidence. I have seen lifters in their 80s and 90s compete in powerlifting. Okay.
Yeah.
And they're lifting heavy for them. In fact, at that same meet where you and I met, T Skinny Man Myers, we saw somebody in their 70s break a world record in the deadlift. Now for the age
Right.
group, but the point is he was in his 70s and he's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
break a world record, right? But the main reason why I think you should continue to lift heavy when you get older is, and Ashley, go ahead and chime in, and I'm fine if she has a different viewpoint, but here's my viewpoint. Muscle loss, sarcopenia, muscle loss, loss of bone density is a real thing as you get older. And I don't care how much protein you take in, I don't care how much milk you drink. If you don't do load bearing exercises that are heavy enough to cause your body to have a physiological response of bone density, you're going to lose bone density like a regular person. Okay.
Mhm.
I don't see any point in working out your whole life to be strong and then turning into a non-athletic regular person as soon as you hit 50. Like, what's the point of that? Nobody's interested in the has-been, right? And including the has-been. You don't want to spend your time looking back and say, man, I remember when I used to be able to do that. You're
Mhm.
sure you're probably not going to be able to lift what you could lift when you were younger. I am an exception because I was very weak when I was younger. So I'm actually stronger now than I was in my 20s. But that's just
Okay.
because I was weak. All right. Of course, my focus at the time also wasn't lifting heavy. It was on being able to punch and kick real hard. But nevertheless, the point is that I think that as you age, you need to lift heavy enough to force your body to still be able to handle regular life. So
Mhm.
to put in perspective, if you are doing bent over rows on a regular basis and you're in your 60s, you're not going to hurt yourself if you got to pick up a box of groceries. As I said, box, because that's a reflection of our modern times when when you go to places like Aldi's or you can get what's that grocery
Costco.
thing delivered and they give you a box instead of bags. But yeah, anyway,
Yeah.
but I'm saying, like, if you have to like pick up a box from the store, you have to carry your bags. You still want to be able to do that as an older person. And in fact, when you were older, before people started getting, and they were like working on farms doing manual labor jobs, you'd see like people who worked on a farm their entire life, they could still lift heavy for quite some time because they stayed active. The thing is that now we're a lot of people are sedentary, and so exercise is separate from your like how you
Every
make a
day.
living. Yeah.
Yeah.
And now you got people saying, oh, well, the only 5 exercises you need to do, the only 3 exercises you need to do as you get older. I'm like, stop it. The only reason they're doing that is because those titles are attractive and people will click on them, especially older people who may not want to lift heavy. They're like,
Yeah.
oh, you're telling me all I got to do is this? Click. Okay, they're trying to sell you their training program. I ain't selling you a training program. I'm telling you, you need to lift heavy enough to engender the physiological response that causes your body to maintain bone density so you don't fall down and break your hip at Costco.
Well, it sounds like you extended the recliner range on this topic. But I mean, for me personally, when I didn't like lifting weights, I started lifting weights and I actually fell in love with it. Yes, I am actually in that phase right now, as Ashley has mentioned. which is, I like the fact that I can pick up my grandchildren and toss them around and spin them around and everything else without, number one, getting breathless. Please don't die. You're far from me.
Hey,
So
views will go up. That's all that matters. I'm doing it for the views.
for the views. But
I'll keep coughing until I get 1,000 more views. I'm kidding. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. But just being able to play with them, toss them around, spin them around, those are the things that are important for me. Also, as getting older, I don't want to be a burden to, I want to be able to be healthy, and live a active life until it's time for me to go home, kind of thing. So, but I think heavy also is like,
it's relative. Heavy for you.
Yeah, it's heavy for me. Would I love to be able to still hit like a 200, 250 deadlift pull? Absolutely. Was it something that I used to think about beforehand? No. Is it something I think about now? Absolutely. So again, it's all relative.
I think so. When I do think that you need to pay attention to your recovery, and something else I'm going to talk about is like maybe you're not doing like 1 rep maxes, but to me you shouldn't be doing one rep maxes all the time anyway. But you most certainly can do triples, 5s and triples, because the other thing people don't think about is lifting heavy is what actually causes your tendons and ligaments to stay strong and supple, right? And those take time to strengthen. So that's something else to think about too. But realistically, my grandfather didn't start lifting weights till he was in his 80s. On the other end of the spectrum, Henry Steinborn. So you guys know what a Steinborn is, to rock over squat, right? The guy whose that is named for, he died at age 95 in 1989. I actually researched it. That's when I found that out. But the dude lifted an 800-pound elephant at the World's Fair as part of a strongman demonstration. And this is, I don't think it was planned, because he was in the crowd at the World's Fair, and they asked him, if he was still working out. He said, "Well, let me show you this." And he's wearing a suit. That's why I don't think it was planned. It could have been staged or whatever. But the point is, he was wearing a suit, and that's when he set the Steinborn world record that was only recently, within the last 10 years, broken by Martins Licis. Steinborn was definitely natural. Martins Licis is probably not. And even if he is, he outweighs Milo Steinborn. Set that record at like 190 pounds. Martins Licis was like 250, I want to say. And this was like a 550-pound Steinborn lift in front of a crowd of people at the World's Fair. So it's documented, right? He did that in his 50s, and he continued to live a long, vibrant life to age 95. The lifters in the old days used to live long, healthy lives. Not just living a long time, but living a long time and staying strong, because they continue to, obviously you have seasons where you're lifting heavy, sometimes where you're lifting lighter or whatever, but they follow that natural rhythm of life, right? Instead of letting people tell them, "Oh, you can't be lifting all that heavy weight anymore." No, lift heavy enough to challenge yourself. Like, what I mean by that is, if I can lift 50-pound dumbbells in the curl, all right, lift the 50-pound dumbbells. What you have is people who are on purpose limiting what they lift, because they're like, "Oh, I don't need to be doing heavy weight anymore." And I'm like, "Yeah, well, you could lift more than that." "Yeah, I'm just focused on lightweight and lots of reps." I'm like, "What are you doing? There's a place for that, but you're not giving your tendons and ligaments the love that they need." Booth said, "Life doesn't give you time out as a grandparent." He knows. He said, "You need to be able to pick up your grandkids, need to be able to pursue and do what you need to do." What happens if, God forbid, you're in your 60s and you're on a road trip to see grandkid. Not you specifically. I'm taking him up so he doesn't think I'm talking about. Not him specifically. I'm just saying you're driving down the road. You're in your 60s. Hey, I'm gonna go take the grandkids somewhere. It's you and the grandkids in the car. You get a flat tire. Now you got to change the tire. You need to have the strength to be able to go through the process of changing the tire, so you're not just stranded on the side of the road.
Well, also you are, those are also memories that they'll have. Not saying have a flat tire to create that memory, but the fact is you are the example to your children, your grandchildren. You are their first superhero to your kiddos, and so you always want to have that. Like my mom, my dad, my grandma, my grandpa, they can do anything,
Yeah.
My sisters, my uncles, they could do anything. We demonstrate the limits, to our kiddos, and we should show that there are no limits.
Yeah.
Up to including with our health.
So Boo said, I can talk about this all day. And Carlos said, I totally lift more than I used to. Yeah. I like I said, it's one of those things where it's like there is a part of the fitness industry that is literally trying to sell you stuff. And so they're like, yeah, you don't have to do this hard thing if you just buy my book, follow my program, take this supplement that mysteriously only I know about, but I discovered it in my research. My other pet peeve is when people have like some sort of either fictitious or completely irrelevant credentials, and they say, oh yeah, well, but they'll put that on their title and say, oh yeah, well, so let's say they got their doctorate in business management, right? But they'll still put Dr. such and such when they're talking to you about exercise. And you think, oh, well, this dude is like so people automatically assume they've got like some kind of medical credentials. Yes, they can literally do that. They can literally do that because they did earn the doctorate. But to me, that's misleading, because then people think that applies to what they're trying to tell you, right? And I'm just saying, I don't agree with on purpose limiting how much you can lift. There are going to have to be times in your training where the training challenges you, because you know what's the cliche? If it doesn't challenge you, it doesn't change you. Well, it's a cliche because it's true.
Right.
Cliches are always true. So Ashley said, lightweight and lots of reps is great for muscular endurance, but it won't force the body to any adaptations for stronger bones, more lean mass, and tendon strength. And let's think about your leg, right? You walk on them all of the time. So you're inherently, if you just go for a walk, going to be doing lots of reps and working your endurance muscles for your legs. What people don't think, and people don't think about it that way. I'm like, it's not like your body understands, oh, now he's doing lunges. Oh, now he's walking. Let's differentiate that. No, it's still a physiological response.
But you also have to understand that some people, what you're actually discussing or what you actually are kind of focused on is this a trend? So is this a fly by night situation? It's like, I'm looking for that quick fix, lose 20 pounds in 6 weeks. Or is this something that you're going to make into a lifestyle? And so as you're, for this, it's lifestyle, those that are get caught up by that gimmicky thing, that's the trend. What's the cool thing to do right now? Okay, let's do this. This is the right now. Versus, okay, I may go ahead and do rucking, this week, but I'm going to switch it up. I'm probably going to do more, lifting heavy, or I'm going to do this, or I'm going, because it's part of their lifestyle. They switch it up because
rucking is lifting heavy because you're under load for a long period of time. Yes, I don't disagree with that at all.
Yeah. So it's like when you have those that may say, oh, this is, you don't have to lift heavy. You could do, just this for a little bit. Well, those are the ones that get caught up on those trends. I read this article. This is,
I read this one article. Yeah.
But we've all done the, the magazine workouts. I've done them.
Yeah, I've done.
Everybody has done the
or the Instagram challenges. Yeah.
their 30-day, challenge. And I'm like, maybe to kind of mix it up, hey, that's fine. But that may be, something to mix up, but it has to still be a lifestyle.
Right.
Constantly be a student of, just like you want to always be learning physically, you want to always be challenging yourself, kind of thing.
So you said, is this a trend? And I'm going to say, yes, it's definitely a trend. It's brought to you by the same people who brought you the squat magic. And I know this is the squat magic, because I called it the squat buddy, and because I can remember the name of it, but that's the squat magic. This is an actual commercial. I want to say it was from the 80s, maybe the 90s. I remember seeing this thing like, you've got to be joking. What is this, right? It had to be from the 90s, because I was already working out at the time, and I saw it, like, what is this contraption? So that's the squat magic.
It's like the shake weight.
Yeah, it's brought to you by the same people who come up with gadgets like this, right? And some of those same people email us, and I'm sure they email y'all, who are content creators, say, "Oh yeah, this will be great for your channel." Stop it! Stop sending me this stuff. I'm not interested. But anyway, back to a real comment, and that's Ashley. So, so I already put this up, but she's got a follow up, right? So she said, lightweight and lots of reps is great for muscular endurance, but it won't force the body to any adaptations for stronger bones, more lean mass and tendon strength, etc. And then she continues, I will say hypertrophy adaptations are now shown in 6 to 30 reps, as long as they are 1 to 2 reps close to failure and you reach mechanical failure, metabolic stress, or muscle damage. So that's kind of like what I meant by the you follow like the natural rhythms. So there's a book called Keys to Progress. Shout out to the late John McCallum. It's an excellent book, right? And I would get it, but we're already in the show, but it's right there on my bookshelf. And in it, he basically has a thing is where he describes like a rotation where you spend during the warmer months, you're more likely to want to be outside. And at the time, they didn't really have treadmills. So this was written in the 70s. It's like, yeah, well, you go outside and you spend more time at the track. You spend more time running. So it's you focus on more like higher reps and more kind of endurance stuff, building your engine, as the CrossFitters would call it, right? And then in the wintertime, you don't feel like being outside and you're naturally going to eat more or whatever. So use those extra calories to focus on lifting heavier. That was like a pattern for years. You lift heavier in the wintertime, you do more cardio and lift a little bit lighter in the summertime. And I don't have a problem with that. You don't need to keep your goal the same. I'm just saying that you need to dedicate part of your training every year to lifting heavy enough to force your body. And yes, force, because your body as an organism loves homeostasis. It wants to stay the same, but you can't stay the same, because if you stay the same, you'll actually regress. So you have to force your body to do those adaptations, and your tendons and ligaments take a long time to get stronger, and they take quite a bit of attention with tendon specific and ligament specific training to remain supple. So the part of the thing that happens when somebody takes performance enhancing drugs that cause their muscles to grow faster is that tendons and ligaments don't grow as fast, don't improve as fast as the muscles do, and so they end up with tears. Well, some of that trickled into mainstream thinking, because they're like, well, I see all these bodybuilders who said they don't lift heavy anymore. It's like, yeah, because they're on PEDs, so they can't. They're trying to be safe so they don't hurt themselves. Regular people aren't in that category. You need to spend time lifting heavy. And I will say that I also believe, as far as joint concerns go, from bitter experience, I believe that joint issues stem from doing the exact same exercises all the time without paying attention to your muscular imbalances. And that's just being part of being human, because we like doing the exercises that we're already good at. You need to spend some time paying attention to your posterior chain, to things that, the muscles that you don't see in the mirror, basically. Spend time developing those so that you can and you'll avoid some of the joint related injury issues. But yeah, that's it. I will say that I come from a long-lived family, but I remember meeting your abuelita, and she was older. She's in her 90s, and I remember she was having issues with walking. I remember that, and I'm like, I have relatives like that in my family too,
Yeah.
who they lived. I mean, it's common to live to the 90s and even 100 years old in my family, right? Um, but I know way too many relatives who my entire life they were in a wheelchair or they were set in like they had limitations. Um,
Yeah.
I have a relative who's been bent over as long as I've known her, still
Hmm.
alive, struggles to go up and downstairs, bent over as long as I've known her because she just, I love her, but these people like they don't pay attention. When they in their time, exercise was something that young people did for sports, and that's it. And I'm like,
Right.
life would be so much easier if you just and it does, and you can start now. So yeah. So yes, this is something that's a sensitive subject. I don't want to say sensitive, but it is something I'm passionate about because I hate it when people use their influence to mislead people.
Yeah.
And that's what I feel is happening. All right. And by the way, I'm not telling you to ignore, don't listen to your doctor's warnings about lifting, but I am telling you your doctor's warnings are based off of what the average non-athletic person will do. Because what they're saying, don't do this or whatever, is like because they don't want you to run out and try to like break your 1 rep max if you've never lifted before. Start
Mhm.
slow, okay, but challenge
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see here. Now, this is the final. This is the final 2 segments. So we got when lever belts are not enough and you're doing too much. Which one you want to do?
Well, I haven't used a lever. Well, I have a
You got a
support
buckle
belt,
belt.
but
You have a buckle belt.
I have a buckle belt. That's the right term. I don't have a lever belt. I've watched you use your lever belt.
Yeah,
So
I'm a big
talk
fan.
about.
I like buckle belts too, but I'm team lever belt all day because this is that satisfying pop when you're done lifting,
Hmm.
especially when you hit a PR or something and you just bam, right?
Hmm.
So let's see here. Let me go to I saved it on Instagram
Yeah.
and it's Jared sent it to me, right? So we go down here and stuff for the show. If I can find, all right, there we go. All right, let's see if I can find this. Did I?
Because I can
Now
see,
I can't. It's the yeah. Now I can't find this dang thing. Um,
as I can see the satisfaction of the pop of the lever. Um, like once you've used it for your, for your set, and it's kind of like that relief that you pop it. But I think it's also easy to get it back in, as opposed to a buckle belt. Because if I kind of loosen mine and then having to get it reset in there, I feel it takes a little long. But
there it
that's just
is.
my opinion.
So
Okay.
this is the product, right? And it's from now Larry Wheels is obviously a really strong dude, great lifter.
Mhm.
And he is so it's like an update to the lever belt. I forgot I don't know what they call this thing, but it's like it clicks when you putting it on. And by the way, shout out to Jared Martin for bringing this to my attention. And I was like, what is this thing, right? So um it I said it reminds me of an updated version of the what's this thing called? It's a Spud Inc. Super Pro Series belt, right? So this is
Okay.
what the thing is. So it's a ratchet lever belt. Um,
Okay.
so you put it on and it
Or
looks like a
bigger.
normal belt, but
Okay.
huh? You said make it bigger?
I made it. I had to make you bigger so I can
Okay.
see. Yeah,
All
I
right.
can see it. But
So
okay.
not only you put it on, but it also get out of here. So it not only you put it on, but it also you can ratchet it down. Um,
Oh.
and I said, yeah. So it's like the normal level belt when you put it on, but then you can adjust it down even more. So you can do micro adjustments, right? But
Okay.
the thing is, the Spud Inc. Let's see, I think it's like the Super Pro belt. Let me see. Yeah, this is it right here. So that is a belt that they use in equipped lifting, right? So this is the Spud belt, and we actually had it downstairs for quite some time. It may have been something that we gave away last year at the for the scratch and then giveaway. But
Okay.
you can, so you put it on and then you can ratchet it down, right? They may be allowed to use it in strongman. I'm not sure, but yes, it is a ratchet. So that you put it on and then you ratchet. So you put the lever belt on, but then you ratchet down, right? And so, okay, Carlos said, yeah, he saw it just before he pressed send. So here's the thing. That conversation with Jared led to an interesting conversation with Jared. And I actually ended up calling him, and we just talked about it for a while. It was about, trusting brands and whether online reviews on company websites can be trusted, right? Because if you look at the comments on here, so can you see the comments on here? Can you see the comments in this thing?
Yeah.
So this is from Jared. Jared says, hey, what materials is the lever mechanism made from? So you notice they didn't answer him, right?
Right.
Okay. And then there things I want to highlight are this guy, Mark Asher, said he purchased the his belt in February and he still hasn't gotten it. So this is from 7 weeks ago, but still, that's still a long time to buy something in February. So 7 weeks ago would have been what? April? He bought it in February and he hadn't gotten it. He messaged support using the company email, got no replies. Then said, okay, so 3 weeks ago from this post, he said, okay, I finally got it. That's crazy.
Okay.
But never got but no replies, right?
No
Then
reply.
Jason Kidd, shout out to you if you're the NBA great. But I guess I think he's a coach now.
Thank you.
If this is him, shout out to you. If not, I hope, sorry for what I'm about to read that happened to you. He said, I purchased an item from them and the sizing was horrible. Material was very uncomfortable. I will never buy another item from this company again. Okay. So I'm going to say I went on their website and this is why I said it's important. It led to a conversation about trusting brands, right? Because I went on the website and they said, whoa. Did y'all hear that?
No.
Just me. Good. I was like, what is that? Right? It was on their website. Anyway, I went on their website and it said that you could return so it's a belt. Keep this in mind. This is a belt we're talking about. They said you could return the belt as long as it's unopened. Like, what? If there's any problems, you can return it. Yeah. It's like, so you can return it as long as it's unopened. And I'm like, well,
how do you know?
How do you know if it doesn't work unless you open it and put it on? Thank you. It said that doesn't make any sense to me. So I get it if you're saying, well, it can't look obviously used. That's fine. I understand that. But that's not what it says. And you and I both got too many lawyers in the family for me to say, oh, well, this is what they meant. That may be what they meant, but I can tell you if it ends up being something serious, what a lot of times companies will say, they say, well, it says right here in our policy, you obviously open the product.
Yep.
That works fine if you're at their facility or you're at their place and you try it on, then they give you yours in the box and you take it home and you're like, you know what, I changed my mind. That's just buyer's remorse. Also, they said you can only return it within the first 10 days and it's unopened.
First of all, I mean, USPS, I get it. FedEx and UPS, I get it. But we know how well our mail system works.
Thank you. You might not even get it in time.
Yeah. Sometimes you may get it, but sometimes
you may not even get it within 10 days of the purchase. That's
Fernando has joined the Postal Service, and
I'm saying. And then it's like, all right, you open the box and you find out it was damaged in shipping.
Yeah, because then the question is, how do you prove, was it shipping or was it you? That's why, record. Well, actually, for a while there, when we were getting product to review, And it'll get dropped. Like I would literally record how the box looked, how we
Oh
got
yeah.
it.
We
So
have
some of you
several
guys can
videos
actually
about
go back.
FedEx failing on our channel, just YouTube Shorts.
Or
But yeah.
literally, we had one box that the guy literally dropped and
Is that the
took
one
off.
where you were trying to leave? You had
I
somewhere to
was
go, and he
I was
dropped this
sitting
huge
right
box
there,
and blocked Naomi's so she can get out the driveway. It's just like, what
and
am I
then
supposed to do
took off
here?
driving. And I was like,
Like,
I'm standing right here. I,
that's
okay,
it.
I'll figure it out.
Yeah,
And the box was
fantastic.
broken. That's the other thing.
That's why he
The
was
box
leaving.
was,
He's like, I'm out of here before
yeah,
she realizes I'm at fault for this. But I'm just saying,
yeah,
that's what I mean. It's like, and then you go look on their website, and the reviews are all positive, and I'm like, yeah, about that. All right. So,
yeah,
real quick story. I remember we had a situation with a product that we used, not Garage and Life related. It's just John and Naomi, right? It's a thing
yeah,
for the house. And I posted a review because we needed to have this thing updated, and I couldn't get in touch with the company. I could get in touch with the company, but they weren't following through on taking care of it. And I was willing to pay for it. And I told them that, right? Couldn't get
right.
results. So I posted a review that was negative. I got a call like the next day from the owner of the company. Hey, yeah, I'll take care of it, but can you take that review down because it's really. I'm like, oh, and like I'm telling you, this is not a Garage and Life thing. They just literally just know this is John and Naomi. And I was like, yeah, I'm happy to change it when you make the change true.
Yeah,
When you change it and take care of the problem, then I'll update the review based upon you fixing the problem, right? But
right.
right now, you haven't taken care of it. And I'm not gonna lie for you. You ain't my cousin. So I'm like, I'm not doing that, right? So I'm just telling you that there is pressure from brands to, when you post a review that of their company that's negative, to try to change it, and you might feel sorry for them, like, oh well, they got to feed their families. And I'm telling you, I am a try in person before I buy. I got a threshold for how much I'm willing to spend on something that I'm buying without being able to try it. Even a
Mm.
car, you buy it online, Carvana sends it to your house and you get to try it out, right?
You have the first 5 to 7 days to try it and then
Thank you.
return it if it's not. No, not 5, 7. I think it's 3 to 5 days, business days.
Yeah. Well, now think about how many pieces of home gym equipment cost the same amount as a used car, but you get it sight unseen. You buy it off the internet, and then you get it home, take it, assemble it, and that's when you find out something's wrong with it. And now it's like, well, how am I supposed to send it back? Then there's the restocking fee, you know. And some companies are like, oh yeah, well, it's got to be unused. Well, and come on, man, how can I find out it doesn't work if I don't use it? So now you're
That's the catch-22.
So now you got to defer somebody on Facebook Marketplace or something, right? I just don't like that. So anyway, I just thought this was an interesting thing to bring up because you'll see these products online. They look good, and Larry Wheels is legitimately a great lifter. But the fact that a great lifter promotes a product, or quite frankly, anybody, your favorite influencer, us, we promote a product, that doesn't mean that product's going to work for you. You need
Mhm.
I'm a broken record, but you need to check out the company warranty first and then look at the fine print. Because if not, you may as well name it after you give it your last name because you stuck with it.
Yep.
So I'm no at all. Got one comment on here. Boo said, "Now later for that. That shows me they don't even have much confidence in their product, or they would offer a better return policy." Yeah, that's it. Yeah, exactly. If you have confidence in your product, you don't have a problem with a robust return policy because you like, we ain't gonna end up having to use it. Body Solid has a lifetime
I was about to
warranty.
say, but
You
yeah.
know why?
And I think
They've been
was
around
it
for 50 years and they know you can trust their products.
yeah, I think Eddie that told the story about receiving a call and it was needing just replacement cables.
Yeah.
And they sent out the replacement cables
Yeah, Scott
for
has
one of
told
the
that story as well too. But yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and also some of the employees have been there long enough that if you reach out to them and say, "Hey, I need you to fix this thing or replace this part," they might have been the one that originally sold it to you.
Yeah.
So there's that too. Anyway, so that's it. Before we wrap up, go ahead and let everybody know how they can keep up with your training. Once again, the link to check out Naomi's race is in the video, is in the live chat, and I'll
Mhm.
put it in the video description as well. And if I get enough interest, then we can do like a sign up thing for anybody who wants to come and check out the race and cheer Naomi on during her triathlon next week. But go ahead and let everybody know how they can follow you and keep up with you.
You can go ahead and check me out, not only here on Garage Gym Life Media on YouTube, but you can also check out my channel at Naomi Harris Greaves on YouTube or at Naomi Greaves on Instagram.
All right. So that's it. You guys make sure you go and follow her or subscribe to her in both places. And that's it right there. All right. So I'll see you later. I'll let you get your day started. Peace out.
Peace out. Bye, everybody.
Floppy bacon is undercooked pork. See ya. Love you. Bye. I want y'all to know she's still back there. Nope. Gotta go. Sorry. Sorry. Gotta go. Gotta let you go. Bye. Love you. Bye. I'm gonna pay for that. All right. Anyway, so it is 7:51 a.m., 6:51 in the Mountain Time Zone, and almost 5 a.m. on the West Coast. So good morning to those of you who are just joining us. We are entering the final hour of the show. We have an awesome guest coming up. It is my guy Matt Lupinacci, who is the vice president of StrenFlex and the person who's been overseeing StrenFlex Fitness. I need full crowd participation for you guys, whether you're watching live or in the replay. Gang, keep the energy up. And I'm going to go ahead and I've added LinkedIn. So we're going to add our LinkedIn audience all. So welcome to those of you who just joined us from LinkedIn. My guest is Matt Lupinacci, Vice President of StrenFlex, the person who's been overseeing StrenFlex Fitness. Now, you guys may remember that we first brought up StrenFlex Fitness last year when the news broke that they had purchased all of the assets from Bear Steel Equipment. So I reached out to Sean Donaldson, friend of the show, friend of the channel. He's been on the show before. Actually, I interviewed him back when we was just doing the Garage Gym Life podcast, but he's the founder of Bear Steel, and he connected me with StrenFlex, which led to Naomi and me visiting their facility for an exclusive tour. We were really, really blown away by the community feel of their business, the good things that they're doing, and the quality of the craftsmanship. So I had to bring Matt on today to let you guys meet him and ask him questions. So you guys make sure you give a warm welcome in the chat to Matt Lupinacci. Matt, you ready? All right, let's go ahead. Drum roll, please. And the crowd goes wild. Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?
Doing good, John. Thanks for having me.
Hey, you are already violating one of the cardinal rules of the channel. Don't have a deeper voice than me. That's rule number one, and we're gonna cut that out right now. I'm just kidding. So I'm glad you came on here today, man, because as I mentioned to you, I wanted to have a conversation with you, and I really mean conversation because I want you to feel free to not just talk to me, but also talk to our live chat audience. Some people are getting their workday started, so they may just be watching, but they'll be able to come back. We have a pretty robust replay audience. So if you have anything that you want to ask the audience, go ahead and feel free to. And you guys can answer Matt's questions in the live chat and also as comments in the comment section of replays. Shout out to the replay gang. So let's just jump in. StrenFlex has been in business for quite some time, but you guys were working primarily in the utility construction industry. So you're making slings and stuff like that for like cranes. And I actually encountered some of you guys' stuff, some of your product. I didn't know it, but when I was working for a public utility as in line construction. I was already, once I realized you guys made that stuff, I said, oh, this looks familiar, right? But you guys were also doing some white label work for fitness industry brands at the same time. Yeah. So what was the trigger that made you guys decide it's time to come out from the shadows and, come out with your own public facing equipment line?
Yeah, well, the trigger really came from, seeing how much overlap there already was between what StrenFlex had been doing for years and what the fitness industry needed. StrenFlex, like you said, had a long history in overhead lifting going back to like 2006,
Yeah.
where we were creating, durable safety products. And in those products, quality is really non-negotiable. So quality is really a strong point of our business. And behind the scenes, we were already making fitness products for fitness brands. So we kind of understood the space already. And we knew that the manufacturing ability to create high quality equipment for ourselves is a no-brainer, really.
Right.
For me, I saw the opportunity, and I approached the owner, Roddy Rossborough, and the president of StrenFlex in early 2020 about doing this because the synergy started just coming together. Like, we met and I'm talking to Roddy and he's telling me how his family was, always wanted to be a part of this industry. So, everything started coming together and we're talking more and more about, hey, how do we make this work? And, we're looking at the name of our company. It's StrenFlex. Well, what's StrenFlex mean? Strength and flexibility in lifting. That was our tagline going back to 2006 when we didn't even make fitness products. So we're sitting there and looking and we're talking to each other like, well, what do we name this new brand? And we're like, StrenFlex, strength and flexibility in lifting, in fitness lifting. Right. So it kind of came together really, really nicely. And then, one specific thing that came through, one of our fitness customers came to us with an opportunity to make some products for the Army. And we had to deliver I think it was something around 50,000 finished goods within a 3 to 4 month period. And, we, kind of stressed out about it. We had to create a whole nother second shift to facilitate this opportunity. And we delivered early. We delivered with a handful of minor quality issues. When you're talking 50,000 pieces and you only have a handful of issues, we knew we were onto something really good. And hell, if we're doing it for someone else, why wouldn't we do it for ourselves as well? So when I approached Roddy and Trevor, I mean, we kind of all just meshed together and we're like, hey man, this is going to be something big. We have a great opportunity here to kind of really show the fitness world, what StrenFlex can do. And we're American made goods. We source American products. And it was really, it was one of those things and you're like, aha, man, we're going to do something pretty credible together. And it's been a fun process. And, the bare steel part, we'll talk more about that.
Yeah.
It was a great piece to the addition of StrenFlex.
So we're actually playing some of the footage from our visit to your facility. This is, the interview that we did with you guys. So, if you guys have not checked that out, I will link that video to the description for this one because we go over some stuff in that conversation that we're not going to talk about here. So it's basically, you're not getting the same information twice, but yeah, so you guys make sure you check it out. That's a nice shot of your manufacturing area where you've got people actually hand sewing the products. So that's a good thing. That people realize that you guys are employing people, and you can touch on this if you want to expand on it, but you guys have discovered or revitalizing something that was a dying art. It's like that ability to sew. Because so talk about it a little bit. I think I didn't include it in the questions, but I think it is something that's worthwhile to understand, that people understand that when they buy kettle bags or sandbags or whatever from you guys, these products were made in America, in South Carolina. So go ahead and talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. We employ about 50 employees. We're just about the 50 employee threshold, 25 sewers. I think I told you the story about, we had a sewing, we're in the textile. So we're in Greenville, South Carolina. Simpsonville, South Carolina is actually where our plant is. And there was a huge Halloween textile shop that used to make Halloween clothing. And they went out of business because they outsourced all their products to China. So we had the unique ability to take those sewers in, provide them a job, with us in manufacturing slings and fitness products. So that was really something special. We're big into the community. We always give back to the Greenville area is something very important. The fire departments, police departments are very near and dear to us and near and dear to me. I was a volunteer fireman for over 10 years. So I'm very important for StrenFlex to kind of give back to our community. But yeah, going back, we do all our products are made right in our building. We're not outsourcing anything besides the hardware. That's obviously we don't have the capability of making. But I always found it's really hard to find good sewers because the art is dying. My grandma was a seamstress. They're really hard to find, and we're lucky enough to have 2 shifts of some really great sewers. We have about 15, 16 class 7 sewing machines. So sewing machines that we're using are sewing these really heavy duty products, and we take those same technologies when we apply it to our fitness products, and we're using this heavy duty stitching, these heavy duty machines to create our products. So our products are stronger, long lasting. Those are the things that we focus on. Quality. We have a massive quality operation in our facility. I think I walked you by and showed you some of the scanning product processes that we have to ensure the weights hit the limits. So when you think about overhead lifting and the safety that's required behind it, it's massive. We're going to be lifting products that are 100,000 pounds over people's heads, and that can't fail. So a lot of the testing in our industry is 5-to-1. So things that we test got to break at 5-to-1 ratio. In this fitness industry, it's more like a 3-to-1. So we're already overkill in what we do.
So, and my brother is why. So Boo, they make the slings that you use, like if you're setting a pole. And the slings in like transformer slings, they make stuff like that as well. So he's just retired from line work as a foreman. So he's you froze, Matt. Let's see here. It looks like your screen froze a little bit. You still there?
Video. I'm still here. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Okay. There you go. You unfroze. You just froze up for a second. So I was saying that my brother. So he said hello to you. And by the way, everybody, it's Matt with 1 T. Yeah. He said that happens all the time. It's Matt with 1 T. Hey, if unique is what you seek.
Yes, very unique.
But yeah, so my brother right there who said hi to you, he just retired as a foreman from line work. So he was overhead lineman. Well, actually, he did URD as well. But the point is, he retired recently, so he's familiar with that. And that's the same reason why I knew about some of your products ahead of time. This is another shot right here. This kind of like underscores like that what I said about the sewers and the community feel, because let me back up just a touch. This is that's your mother-in-law. That's your mother-in-law. Yeah, and she's actually working sewing in the business. So to me, this is like it's just a tribute to you guys here. This is another one you see, like some of your logos and your models and things like this was just in y'all's office.
Yep.
It's just a lot of cool things. But so I'm going to come back to this in just a second.
Just to touch on that, what's great about where I work and in StrenFlex as a whole.
Carlos said, welcome, Matt. He fixed the spelling. Good job, man.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Thanks, Mom.
Yeah.
What's great about StrenFlex and one of the things that I'm most proud about is, I get to work with my family. I get to work with one of my best friends is the head of, the head of sales for fitness, Mike Donovan. My good friend, James Davis, was an MMA fighter. He's our health coach in there. He's the one that makes the bare steel pins. I mean, It's a very family oriented. Trevor Waycott, great friend of mine. He's the one that brought me on. He's a good friend of mine, and his wife is our controller. The family environment, and we're in that small medium range company, but the family environment there,
like 50 employees.
About 50 employees. We're just under 50 right now. We'll probably surpass that by the end of the year.
Nice. All right. Okay. So from a branding perspective, it seemed to me, even when Naomi and I visited you guys, I was like, okay, well, you bought Bear Steel. Bear Steel already has all this name recognition. You have to teach people how to spell StrenFlex, so they're not going to accidentally Google it if they're in the fitness space, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, well, my first thought was, why wouldn't you just keep the name Bear Steel and let Bear Steel be a sister company to the StrenFlex brand? So then let StrenFlex be the utility construction side, and Bear Steel be the fitness side. So go ahead and explain that, and also what your relationship is as far as how Bear Steel fits into your company framework a little bit.
Yeah, of course. So honestly, this was something we talked through internally quite a bit when this happened. I think I would say the beginning of this year is really when all this went down. And Sean approached me, and I met Sean at the Arnold Classic probably about 4 years ago. And, right after that, we started talking and we started developing products together. So Sean and I had a really close relationship. I was very familiar with his product line, being behind the scenes on some of the products that I was making for him or with him. So there was already a good fit there. I knew the line. It wasn't like we just took on something that we had no idea what it was. And Sean was really, building and doing everything out of his garage. So, sometimes the way I look at it is, we have Mama StrenFlex, you know what I mean? Mama,
Yeah.
she really holds down the fort. That's our manufacturing business. Then we have our firstborn, StrenFlex Fitness is our firstborn child. And then we have Bear Steel, our newborn, right? And Bear Steel, Mama Ship is going to try to build these two children into something really beautiful and something big and exciting. So I always break it down a little bit like that because, we have the manufacturing capacity behind us, and then we have two branches. Now, StrenFlex Fitness, when we came out, we really didn't know what direction to go in. So we kind of fell into a CrossFit arena with StrenFlex Fitness. And I love the CrossFit arena. We fell in love with WheelWOD, was something that really started giving us purpose. And we kind of started thinking, and people, you guys don't know about WheelWOD. WheelWOD is the adaptive side of CrossFit. These are people with no legs, no one arm, blind, short stature, neuros, all these people with disabilities that kind of got left behind and get forget about. Well, we started creating some products for these type of peoples and help manufacturing products for some of these events. And we fell in love with it a little bit. And it kind of gave us a purpose of saying, StrenFlex Fitness, we want to make products for all,
right?
Not just me and you, anybody who needs a product. We want to be willing to take on that challenge.
Yeah.
So every year we donate the flooring to the WheelWOD events.
You've got that handle that you use for the rowing machine.
Yes, that's an equipped product. It's a one arm rower. So people who are doing the rows and they only have one arm, you can hook on to the boomerang and you can do your rows with your one arm. It's also good if you dislocate your shoulder and you can't work out with one arm. There's other opportunities where you can use it. Yeah, it's a great product.
Is it right here. Yeah.
It's made so it doesn't damage the handle as well, because those boomerangs are very expensive.
So you see, you guys see right there, it's that person he's an adaptive athlete. He's got one arm, but he's doing a rowing event. So Ashley, I know she does a lot of stuff with rowing, and she's also a high rocks competitor as well. But she's got a CrossFit background, and bodybuilding as well, by the way. So yeah, so this is something that I thought was, when you guys showed it to me, I was like, oh, this is really, really cool. That's good, but I just want to make sure I showed that to people.
Yeah, definitely. That's a great product. There's Echo bike handles that go on reverse style, so you can do the Echo bike back and forth for people in wheelchairs. Some really cool, unique things that I would never have even thought of until I was able to see these events, and kind of gave StrenFlex a little bit of an avenue. And then I started finding, since I had background in fire department, we found some success in fire departments and police departments. And then I looked, when Bear Steel happened, well, he was focused, and Sean was focused on the home gym community. And that was something that StrenFlex really hadn't been involved in. So, it kind of was like, hey, you know, at one point, you know, in the beginning, we're like, well, let's just take all the Bare Steel products, put them on StrenFlex website, kind of dissolve Bare Steel. And that's not really what Sean and I had talked about, you know.
Right.
Sean,
you froze again.
To do, and you know, when he approached me with the opportunity, he's, you know, I kind of said to him, hey, I said, Sean, you know, my goal is to blow up Bare Steel. You know, you've taken it and got it to the foundation there.
Yeah.
And now you're at a point where, hey, I need someone else to kind of take over. But I love the line. I love the product. I love the logos. We kind of have a blast making the products and messing around with them in our gym. So it just made more sense, I thought. I think together, you know, the two of us, you know, they're two different markets.
Okay.
We serve two different customers, two different categories. So
your connection, I don't know if
you know, use it as that, like I said, brother sister type.
Hang on, Matt. I don't know if your connection's unstable, but it keeps on cutting off, and it'll like cut off part of what you're saying.
Oh,
so
sorry.
That's okay. Let's see here. I think go ahead and keep talking, and I think it may just be like if you move, that it may jump or whatever. But just go back because we missed the part where you're saying it serves two different markets.
Yeah. So, you know, I think together the two companies, different categories, you know, Bare Steel going more so in the home gym community, and StrenFlex on some other avenues with CrossFit and police departments, fire departments. So, you know, what I do anticipate is you'll probably start, you know, as we've been at this for about 6 months, pushing the Bare Steel line. You know, the first 3 months was more about getting to understand, building it, learning, kind of, you know, putting a process and production process behind it.
Okay.
And now you're going to start seeing StrenFlex products on Bare Steel, Bare Steel products on StrenFlex. You're going to start seeing the brother-sister connection happen with our strong manufacturing company, StrenFlex, behind it manufacturing.
So there's something I want to show people because I think this kind of relates directly to how the two brands serve each other. Because one of the things I said is industrial strength quality to the fitness industry. Because especially in the home fitness industry, you see stuff break all the time because companies are like, I just want to make the money. And if it breaks, it breaks, right? But you guys, you took us on a tour. And you were showing the kind of like how you guys test things, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm going to show right here. This is the kind of like part of the tour that we went on where you showed us around. Let's see here. So this is you taking me through the warehouse there. There's one of your sewers who's working. And so this is like, so you don't differentiate between the process for making something for a sling, something that's going to go with a crane, and the process you use. This is your testing area where you test products to make sure that they meet your standards, whether it's going to be ratchet straps, lifting straps for a power rack, or something for to be used with a crane. And that's one of the things that I think is important for lifters who are, you know, a lot of people like safety straps for the power rack instead of safety bars. Well, you guys make sure that the straps can handle, you know, being used with a crane. So they're probably going to handle anybody's squat. So can you talk about like the kind of like the stress testing you guys do with stuff a little bit, just so people understand like this thing right here? You can kind of talk us through what that does.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, part of one of the best part about my job is not only do I get to make the products, but I get to break them, right?
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, we have no problem taking a sandbag up to the top of the roof and throwing it off there too, as well.
Yeah.
As a way of testing it. The old-fashioned way works too.
Yeah.
But you know, because of the industry we're in, right there, you're looking at a 250,000 pound hydraulic test bed. It's a pull testing where we get to pull the straps in a working condition, in a working application, to see at what point it's going to break. At what's its working load limit. Sometimes we'll set it at a working load limit for a certain time period to make sure that product's going to be for 10 minutes is going to be working at 10,000 pounds, where that's what our customer is going to be doing.
Right.
Especially because we do a lot with the government, we do a lot in construction companies, and testing is a requirement. You don't have the option of not doing it.
OSHA does not play.
Yeah, we have to send certifications with the product when it ships.
Right.
So we're going to be testing break-in load. We're going to be testing working load limits, and we're going to have to provide those certs, like I said.
Yeah.
So I think the example when we were talking about it, it was kind of a cool example, because I never in my life would have even imagined that a product would be this strong. But we were testing our safety rack straps, and we said, hey, how are we going to test this to see at the application? So I put it in a basket style, so in a U shaped with the two things, and we pulled it. And I pulled it for a few minutes, and we said, hey, let's stop at 5,000 pounds. That's quite a bit. I don't think anybody's lifting that.
Right.
Well, then we got carried away, and we're like, all right, go to 10,000. So we went to 10,000, and this thing isn't budging.
Yeah.
We go to 20,000, not budging. 30,000, 40,000. We start looking at each other like, is this serious right now? And this is only one strap. You're going to have two safety straps when you're working out. Your barbell, in case it falls, it's going to catch it. We got up to 85,000 pounds on one strap.
Your safety straps for a power rack have been tested up to 85,000 pounds. Yeah,
it was incredible. I have the documents to show it to as well. And don't get me wrong, at that point, your whole rig would collapse together, and all the hardware on it would fail.
Yeah, so but the straps will be fine.
Yeah, I'm not saying try this at home type stuff, but I'm telling you, this is the type of sewing that we are known for.
Right.
And we take that technology when we apply it to our fitness equipment, and that's what sets us apart from our competition. Hey, we know what we're doing.
Yeah.
When it comes to that, and I've learned so much about the overhead lifting industry. I knew nothing. I had a background in fitness and manufacturing other fitness equipment before I came to StrenFlex. So, I learned a lot about the safety side of it, which is super important. I think we apply that application right to StrenFlex Fitness. Bare Steel now is part of that. They're going to go through that same stages of testing. Yeah, I mean, that's one of the funnest parts about doing what we do is breaking it, man. It's a lot. It makes a loud noise. I mean, people start jumping around. So we have a big bell that goes off when we're testing, so people know that's going to happen. We don't want anybody getting injured. The cage covers it, but we do it all day long. We do it for chain. We do it for any product that we have. It gets randomly tests. Not every product goes through it, but we do random testing, and it's pretty cool and unique to see it. So people actually source us out to just do testing for them sometimes.
So, hey, Coach Carpen's here. He says, yeah, you don't know this, but if you have a live stream or you have a video in the home gym fitness content category, and Coach Carp doesn't show up and say, yep, your video isn't official. So this video counts now because he showed up. He said, yep. So to kind of continue what you're saying about the testing, I've been at a powerlifting meet where one of your, at the time, I didn't know this was a product you had made, you white labeled for a company. And I watched somebody miss a 700 plus, I think it was 750 pound squat. He tore his quad. So obviously he couldn't finish the squat, right? So he pitched forward, right? And this is faster than the spotters were there, but that's faster than a human being could catch you, much less a team of people who all have to be thinking at the same time, right? So what happened is they were able to pick him back up, and after he fell, but what had to catch him, they were using a monolift. What had to catch him were the safety straps that you guys had made for the monolift. So I didn't know it was you guys, but now that I know who you guys have made stuff for, I'm like, oh, okay. I remember seeing that. This 750 pound squat, the bar fell, hit the straps, and the bar stayed still at the bottom of the straps, and they were able to take the lifter out safely. And he's actually fine now. I talked to him. I saw him at another competition later on, but I just thought that was like a real life example of why it's important to use equipment that is going to last. I asked you about the bare steel stuff, and I want to show Boo said, what man doesn't love to tear up something and not only get paid for it, but not get in trouble for doing it? Exactly. Just straight. Hey, you should have seen their faces when they were describing some of their testing. That same grin right there. Yeah. It was like, yeah. Then it was like, yeah, this is bringing out y'all's inner child. Definitely. But I want to see, let me pull up the Bear Steel thing, that because this is some part of the area that moved into where you guys do a lot of your manufacturing for Bear Steel. So let me pull up this window right here. And this is also outtakes. Some of this stuff didn't make it into the video, but so right here, you see that we're walking through here, and this is where you guys are doing your manufacturing. So what I thought was cool is that right there. And in fact, I think we get closer to it. Okay, yeah, this piece right here. What's the status? Because you remember that it got my attention. I was like,
Yeah.
whoa, what's that? I immediately walked over. It's got that distressed look, and I was like, yeah. So is this something that you guys are taking to Home Gym Con?
Yeah, that's going to be there. That's actually going to be powder coated clear coat. So it's going to be a Bear Steel look.
Okay.
It's like a mini stack system there.
Okay.
We were looking for something to display some of the stack pins that Sean really, the product line. That
is this going to be for sale? That's what I kind of meant.
Is it for sale? It will be if there's interest.
Okay, there you go. Hey, y'all heard it now. You heard it here first. So that's the power rack. But let's go back. That's nice. Let's go back to this other thing that we were talking about there you go. Yeah, that right there. Because that's having seen it in person, it's a very compact design. It is tall, but obviously you guys can make it any height the person needs. But this right here, I was like, oh, that's pretty cool, because it will work as a functional trainer. If you were to put the same pulleys on the sides or whatever in the trolleys, this will actually work as a functional trainer, and it doesn't take up a ton of space. So if you guys are interested, there you go.
Yeah, we're definitely going to bring that there, because I do want to get some feedback on that. You made a good point about putting stacks on the side there. The pulley systems, all that stuff is manufactured by me right there. So we do make the pulley wire and the cables. Yes. We do custom cables. So we're able to kind of, we're playing around with that. And one of my fabricators, Steve North, is going to be at the show as well. Steve's going
to be there. Okay, cool.
He's going to be there. So he's there. He is in the yellow shirt right there.
Yeah. Steve's the mad scientist.
Yeah. He loves
look at the color of that, guys.
Yep. That's going to be kind of the rustic look we wanted. We're looking for. We thought that would be pretty cool to kind of put out there. Bear Steel is Bear Steel. That's kind of what Sean made his company on. It's raw steel. It's strong. Raw steel does rust over time. You just have to sand it down a little bit with a little 100 grit. But that's the point. I mean, this is American-made products. We can Cerakote them too as well, so you can avoid some of that. It's a little bit more expensive. But man, they work really great just the way it is. I kind of like them in that Bear Steel style. It's very,
I said it looked tough. Yeah. And well, to be clear now, you guys artificially made it look rusted, like had that rustic look right there. But yeah, I think it's like Carlos said, he likes the little unit I was talking about. He said that it's pretty cool and compact. But yeah, I love that look. I was like, oh man, this looks like something that's just kind of like vintage. It had that vintage look. Like I loved it, man.
Yeah, we're gonna do some fun stuff like that, and we'll have the capabilities. One thing about StrenFlex, and we're not afraid to do anything. I mean, we'll listen to you. We'll try some things out. Obviously, we can't do everything. We're limited to what we can do, meaning capacity. You can't take on 100 different new items.
Sure.
But if you have a good idea, we're not afraid to it. I mean, like I said, we jumped into making products for people that were adaptive that I never even thought I would even touch on. But those are purposeful products that really make a difference. And when it comes to stuff like that, I'm all in.
So we touched on a little bit, but tell us about your planned booth at Home Gym Con. So why should attendees, if people who are going to Home Gym Con, and you guys can, by the way, I should have done this earlier, but you guys can get your Home Gym Con tickets by visiting homegymcon.com. I don't have any promo codes, but I do have, let's see, I've been giving out other people's promo codes to just help them out. So you can use code VINTAGE, and that will support Rob from Vintage Waste PGH. and put that code in, and you'll get a discount at homegymcon.com. And just make sure you use promo code Vintage to support my guy Rob from Vintage Weights PGH. So go ahead, make sure you guys do that, and that way you'll be able to get in the building, see all the cool stuff we're doing, and then you'll be able to visit this booth. And what will they see when they come to your booth?
Definitely come to our booth. Well, first off, we're going to be giving away free stuff. Everybody loves free stuff, right?
Yeah. You got my attention.
Most importantly, we're going to have an interactive booth too. So there's going to be some of our new products in there. We're going to have some challenges in there. If you enter into the challenge, I'm going to hook you up with something cool from StrenFlex or Bear Steel. This is going to be our opportunity to show the brother-sister combo together, right? We're going to finally be able to put the manufacturer and their two brands in front of us, and kind of let our audience know, the home gym community know that, hey, StrenFlex is here too. Bear Steel's here to grow. We're going to work together to make some great products. So, that's it's going to be a fun booth. We've done some stuff before at some other competitions that we've really had really good success. So I think people are going to love some of the interaction that we're going to have going on. Number two, you're going to have my team there. You're going to get to meet the real team. So like I think I mentioned, Mike Donovan, the VP of Sales, is going to be there for fitness. James Davis, our health coach, my social media guy. You see him on social media for StrenFlex. He's actually the guy who builds the pins in the warehouse.
Hey, what's up, Jake?
Yep.
So Jake runs Home Gym Con, and he is checking it out. He says he'd love to hear it.
Yeah, so, Jake. I'm looking forward to seeing Jake.
Oh, yeah. That's going to be a good time. Is Mr. Woodcock coming? Because I have a pizza place that I'm going to take him, that I can take him to.
Trevor Waycott's not coming. He's going to be.
I said Woodcock.
Yeah, he is the president
from a TV show, wasn't it?
Mr. He's Woodcock. He's got some other events going on that within the overhead lifting seminar. So he's going to be handling some of that. But you're going to have 4 of my teammates there, the 4 guys that make a difference and that are heavily involved in.
We'll go eat pizza and we'll tell Trevor about it. How's that?
Yeah, well, yeah, he is a pizza connoisseur. He just came back here. He's actually up in that New Haven area right now, testing out some of the best pizza in the world.
Yeah. He's Trevor said he could eat pizza every day. I said that's aggressive, but because of that, we did go visit a fantastic pizza place. I can
New York style.
It was amazing. I love it. Carp said he would definitely be there because he said VIP. You know me. Yeah, Carp's going to be there bright and early. So you guys will definitely meet him, and you'll know if he likes your stuff because he'll say, yep. And hopefully give you his seal of approval. It's something I want to ask you. This is more because you guys have such a history in the equipment industry. Even though most of it's been behind the scenes up to this point, you've gotten to see trends, right? Come and go. And I was talking about the squat magic earlier and how I hate that. Not only do I hate that product, but I hate everything that's behind that product. This is a dumb idea and we know it, but we know we can get people to buy it if we lie to them a little bit in the commercial. I hate that entire thing that permeates the fitness industry. But you've seen but trends come and go. You've seen some stuff. So without giving away specific brand names for products, don't get in trouble. What has surprised you the most as you see what's changed as far as the types of products that become popular since you guys started white labeling? Maybe like what companies have been asking you to make more of that maybe like caught you off guard. You're like, really? You want us to make that? Or, that kind of thing. So talk about that. What has surprised you the most in terms of what people want you to make for them?
So, what surprises me most is how quickly the fitness equipment market changes, especially in home gym space, right?
Okay.
When we first started white labeling products, there was a lot of demand around more traditional strength equipment and accessories. Over time, we've seen the market move more toward, specialized products, more compact training solutions, and equipment more that solves like a specific need,
So my brother's a little bit behind. He's saying that he loved the authentic rust color on that.
Oh, yeah, baby. Yeah.
I told you, man, you saw my face when I was like, matter of fact, Boo, if you want, I'll take you, we'll go and drop in on Matt. and make them, and we'll go look at everything, and then we'll make them take us to eat pizza afterward.
Yeah, definitely, man. You're more than welcome. Anytime you guys want to come up, you know, we're working on something together, so we'll definitely have that opportunity.
But go ahead.
So, you know, more like the home gym customer has also become more educated. I think people are not just buying something because it looks good online anymore. You know, we're really I think, you know, this community is really paying attention to the materials, the stitching, you know, the weight ratings, you know, where the product's made. You know, made in America is becoming important again. I feel, you know, people are leaning back and say, hey, I want something that's made by, you know, my fellow Americans. You know, I want to help this ecosystem out. So, you know, I think, you know, our testing, you know, the testing capabilities sets us apart as well. But, you know, another thing that surprised me is how quickly products can gain traction once the community gets behind it. You know, so, you know, we put out a product and boom, you know, 5,000 of them later in that year, we're like, holy crap, this was a great product, you know? And you just see it, you know, it just kind of snowballs. So I would just say, you know, the biggest surprise to me is probably how fast trends move, but also how smart the customer base has become.
Again, without mentioning products, I think what I thought was cool was when, and this was so delicate. I'm telling you, like, so we did the video and there was so much stuff that we had to like creatively edit because he showed us all this stuff, but he's like, yo, you can't show that. You can't show that. You can't show that. But what I thought was cool was when we walked past that picture of The Rock using a product that you guys had sewn, and you guys had it posted because your sewers it also is good for them because they get to see the product being used. And I mean, everybody knows who Dwayne Johnson is. So they're like, oh, The Rock is using this thing and they know they made it. So I just thought that was really, really cool.
Yeah. The best part of that story is I had no idea it was there. Cool. One of my sewers who doesn't even speak English came over to me with her phone and showed it to me. And I was like, I'm like, you know, you make that. Like, yes. And the sense of pride that was on her face, I mean, just speak volumes of what we do. And it really, I mean, I get goosebumps talking about it. You know, it's like, you know, and you know, what we try to do at StrenFlex is kind of show them, hey, you know, not only they have the opportunity to use all our products, and we have a full gym that they can use and work out, and they also use it during their breaks. But that's when they get to put their hands on the products that they're actually making. So it's really cool that we do that. I love that part of StrenFlex. It's really a very family touch to us.
So my brother says, this is going to be your name, by the way, from now on. So everybody has a nickname. So Ashley, I mentioned her earlier. Well, we call her 332 because her Instagram handle has 3 underscores, then 3 underscores, and then 2 underscores, right? So I call her, I ain't gonna remember all that. So I just call her 332. And your name is now Matt with 1 T.
Yeah,
right? That's the whole thing.
Hey,
and I love it because that's longer than your actual name. I love that.
And that's not the first time I've heard that either. Because
it's official.
Yeah, it's definitely official.
So another thing I like about, to kind of touch on what you said about the gym, is it's really easy for us to tell, especially when, you know, you do product reviews and stuff. It's really easy to tell when the person who made something doesn't actually use it. Like they never actually used it, because you're like, oh, if they use it even once, they would see it's not user friendly. And so I love the fact that you guys actually use your equipment, that you design it, Steve designs and builds it, and then it's put in the gym and you guys use it. And you're like, oh, so you'll find bugs, you'll find little things like, oh, can we tweak this? Can we tweak that? And I think that's fantastic. Now, next question, same idea, because you've been watching the industry for a while. Are there any products Carp said he thinks 1 T is better. And yeah, that extra T is just, you know, that's, who needs that? He said, but are there any products that you've seen come and go in the market? You know, maybe you saw something like, oh, this is going to be the next big thing, and then next thing you know, it fizzles out.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So
and you can name names for this one if you're not going to get in trouble.
Yeah. I mean, I'd rather not. Just
okay.
I don't want to badmouth anybody, but you know, I think it's more, you know, I would say From a marketing standpoint, a lot of companies make products look like they're really great, and they're going to solve this problem, and long term they don't either last or they're not durable enough, and it's more like a cool factor, or they put a huge influencer behind it just to run sales and then sell the company. Or
we
sell
just
the
saw an example of something like that earlier.
And for me, the biggest lesson is, a product doesn't need to necessarily be flashy to be successful. You know what I mean? In a lot of cases, the simplest products are the best products. They're built well, they last long, and you're not trying to over-engineer something and put 90 hooks on it so the person can have all these adjustments. You put one slide buckle on it that makes it versatile to any point, you know what I mean, where it's real simple and easy to use, and we know that the equipment's going to last. So for me, the lesson that I mostly learned is, hey, you don't necessarily have to be so flashy. Just try to make something that's going to work and solve a problem, a specific problem sometimes, or multiple problems, and make it work and make sure it's tested before you let it go.
Man, I love that. StreamYard, clip that. That's perfect. That's going to be a YouTube short later on. I love that right there. It's so some people are going to get mad at me, but that's how I feel about like lever arms, right? Regardless of manufacturer, because you've got to do so much to make them not be in the way when you're not using them. So it'd be one thing if, so the idea came from jammer arms that are in like sports training facilities. You go, but in there, you walk in, there's a station dedicated to the jammer arms. You use them over there. Then you move to the next thing to do the next exercise. Well, that's your house. You've got one rack. You've got the lever arms on there, and then that's great. But then what if I want to do something else? Well, the lever arms are in the way, right? And so I was just like, those are not going to come to my shipping address for any reason. Why make myself mad and create any kind of obstacle or any kind of choke point for my workout? I don't want to do that. So that's like the first thing I thought of. And then I also think that sometimes anything that's gimmicky, if it's too gimmicky, it's probably not going to work, because the reason why the classics are because the classics have stood the test of time. So absolutely. There's that.
100%.
Now, specific to StrenFlex, what have you learned about the differences between the home gym side of the market? You touched on this a little bit already, where you were saying like the home gym consumer is educated, but what are some differences between the home gym side of the market and the general fitness market as a whole? Because if you're selling to, I noticed this most starkly when I go to HFA versus Home Gym Con, and I tell people, hey, if you are going, I think there's value in companies going to both. Go to HFA even if your business is primarily, so go to HFA if your business is primarily commercial facing, because that's where you're going to make your contacts with distributors who are going to buy in bulk. You go to Home Gym Con because Jake, refresh my memory about like how many people have signed up if you're still watching. But let's say we have 200 people there in one day, maybe 500 people one day, right? That's 500 beta testers, because they're all going to come by. They'll try out your booth and they'll tell you what they think of it. That's free market research. You literally, well, not free because it costs you money to go there, but how else could you get that sort of in-depth feedback from potential customers in one place? And you can see the different heights of the person. You can tell like whether they used it wrong, incorrectly before they gave you the feedback. You can see them use it. You're like, okay, we'll try this out. And they say, yeah, I don't like how it does it. They say, oh, well, yeah, that's because you used it backwards, right? So you can give that feedback to them. Whereas if you just do like a survey, you have no idea about that. This is like, to me, Home Gym Con for a brand perspective is the best market research you could ever get. So talk about what you've learned, though, just about the home gym market versus the general fitness side.
Yeah. So, one of the biggest things I've learned probably is that the home gym market is much more personal and intentional than the general fitness market. The biggest difference, that home gym community is more detail focused, community driven, I think. They, like I said earlier, they do their homework. They definitely support products that are practical, well built. they need a trust factor. I feel is kind of what it comes down to. In the commercial gym, equipment decisions are usually based on volume, layout, budget, durability. Where the home gym space, you're kind of more, you have to earn a spot in your garage or in your small space. You're not going to just, these customers are really looking, hey, I want a piece that's going to fit my need. It's got to be perfect. It can't be too big, can't be too small. It can't be, it's a very fine line. So I'm not saying the home gyms is a harder area. I just think it's a little bit more involved, and you have to be able to adapt and be able to focus on a certain need for a person with a smaller space.
100%. So, in fact, StreamYard clipped that too. Matt's here dropping gems. So Jake is watching still, and he said there should be nearly 3,000 people this year. So
we're excited.
In perspective, when we went to the first home gym con, there probably was like, I want to say 100 people, maybe 200. It was a very small thing in French Lick and Indiana. Shout out to Larry Bird and all his family. But now this is a phenomenal thing, and I'm excited about how it's growing. Carp said it's going to be huge. It's going to be so much fun. Oh yeah, you're going to get, and the other thing too is, it's not just the fact that these are home gym. It's not just Eric is anti-social. He said, gross, way too many people. You're still going. I don't want to even know why you're talking. You're still growing. You're still going to go drinking with the Germans, and you're still going to be on my live show. Anyway, but yeah, it's just, as a side note, to me, it's phenomenal because you're not just going to see people who just, okay, you're like, oh, well, you got a home gym and you work out, right? But they're going to be people who compete in strongman. They're going to be people, because there's a strongman competition there. There's going to be people who do old time lifting, which is like all around kind of lifting from some of the older exercises and stuff. See power lifters, because there's a powerlifting meet, there's a weightlifting competition. And so you see all these athletes. It's a grip competition, right? They're all there. Plus you got the general fitness people, part of the home gym community, also there as well. So you're going to see all heights and weights and dimensions. Both genders are going to be there, men, women, everybody. You have kids actually running around, and what I'm saying, there'll be kids running around because there are some kid-friendly pieces of equipment that are on display there, because a lot of people get into the home gym space because they have families with young kids, and so they need to make sure that the equipment is not only user-friendly for them, but isn't going to hurt their kids if they happen to be at work and little Johnny runs downstairs to sneak into the garage to be just like dad, right? So I think you get a nice cross section of potential consumers to help you guys fine tune it, and I'm excited to see what you guys get out of there. I kind of already asked you about this, like the pieces that are gonna be at Home Gym Con. What can you tell me that's gonna be at Home Gym Con that people have not seen yet?
Yeah, so
especially like me, like what I haven't maybe didn't see.
Yeah, the two. Our Gorilla line, super cool. We named it Gorilla after one of our overhead lifting products that we have a utility patent on. It's our Gorilla Guard. It's one of the strongest products that we have within the webbing side. But so we named our racks Gorilla. So we're gonna display our Gorilla racks, which are 3x3 racks, 1 inch holes, 1 inch bolts. Those will be on display there. In our sandbag line, I'm kind of excited to show you as well.
Oh, yeah.
We've been through about 7 iterations of our kettle bag sandbag. The newest versions.
So you got a version newer than the one you showed me?
The one I showed you, I think, was the softer handle, and now we're going to a rope handle. I don't know if I showed you the rope handle.
No, it was more like a strap.
So
I haven't seen it either. Okay, nice.
I'm going to bring both because I do want to see what people like. Okay. I like the soft handle. Steve liked the rope handle. So maybe we'll sell them both. I don't know.
Yeah. So you guys make throw bags?
What's that?
So it's a throw bag. So it's a bag, you fill it up with sand and you throw it up. Yeah. So you guys make throw bags.
We actually we tested these bags out at the Patriot Games last weekend, and we're having another event where they were throwing them over our Gorilla yoke.
Okay.
So they had to do a 10-foot throw with the kettle sandbag over the
Okay.
yoke and smash. And these
Okay.
things held up like nothing else, man. They're awesome. They're going to do it again up here in the Sawmill at the end of this month. That's in Lawrence, South Carolina, their next event, which we are hosting all of our equipment at. So
Okay.
we've been in a little bit of we just dumped into the rental game with StrenFlex and our gear. I think the
nice.
rental area is a perfect opportunity for us to test our products out. So we thought it was a good
You can rent
fit.
it for a competition.
Yes. So
so I'll tell my brother he had to leave, but I'll text him and let him know, because like I said, I was serious. I'm gonna actually bring him with me. I need to come and visit you guys anyway again.
yeah, open door policy, man. We love having
I'll come
customers.
down.
I love showing people what we do. I think the best way of showing StrenFlex and what we do and how we do it is to get people in our building, and then they're like, "Wow, I've never seen someone walk out of there and be like, man,
yeah." And I'll say this, that
holy
when
moly, you guys do this."
Yeah. I'll say that one of the things that you'll see when you get there is you'll see some of these brands that they white label for that he can't mention online. So because you'll just kind of, you'll see some of this stuff. So
Absolutely.
it's impressive. Yes, Brian Shaw will be there as well. So he'll represent all the people. Well, he and Tim from Gym Crafter will represent all of the people over 6'5", because I think Tim is 6'6".
Brian Shaw's booth is right across from ours, actually.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah, that should be some good synergy right there. So we've got a sample of home gym owners here. I've never actually asked anybody in this way, any guest in this way on the show, but I'm going to ask you because I think this is a good time to do it. So we got a nice sample of home gym owners here, many of whom will be at Home Gym Con this year. What do you want to know from my audience specifically that can help your brand fine-tune the pieces you create, or even how you interact with our community?
Yeah, I would say there's a few things that I'd like to ask. Number one is, what's the biggest things that you want? What's the biggest problems that we can solve for you in your home gyms right now? What are you guys experiencing? Number one is that. Number two is an interesting one, because I was thinking about this last night. I'm like, how can we interact better with the home gym community through our social media? It's kind of, I'm always, do you guys want to see more manufacturing videos or more?
I can answer that. Yes.
More brake tests.
Yes. Okay. We're good. Yes to both. Yeah. Okay.
So kind of wanted to see what would drive more traffic to see, for you guys to like really, hey man, we love watching you guys, with your product in action and how you test them.
Sure.
We're just looking for better ways to interact with the community. But also, obviously, and I'm going to take the opportunity during Home Gym Con to kind of feel out some of the people and see what their biggest problems are and how we can help solve those problems within the home gym arena.
Nice. Okay. So you guys go ahead and you can answer these questions right now. If you're in the comment section, go ahead and I got to throw this up here right there. Comment below. All right. Yeah, if you're in the replay gang, comment below. And if you're watching live, then of course I want you to post your answers, and your questions and comments for Matt in the live chat as well. But I think that this is the reason why I wanted to bring it up is because a lot of times when you see, especially when it's a white label situation, I've seen a couple of brands that start out as white label, that they create their own public facing brand, and then they start out with maybe like the commercial side, and then when they come to the home gym side, they don't necessarily have success because they don't understand our community. And those are the ones who struggle at Home Gym Con. Those are the ones who just don't get traction. And it's not just a matter of sending free stuff out to reviewers. So I was like, so based upon our conversations, both during our visit and just on the phone, I'm like, you know what? I wanted to make sure I gave you like the space to just ask that question, because I want people to know that you really do want to know. You really do want to hear from them. So you guys have an Instagram. It's at StrenFlex Fitness. Is that right,
Yep.
on Instagram?
Yep. StrenFlex Fitness.
Okay. So let's start with that. It's I think we were talking earlier about another brand and how they did like an Instagram live. But is like, what kind of content do you guys post on that? So I can just tell people, hey, go follow StrenFlex Fitness.
Yeah, so we're showing products, showing our products in action. James will do videos, trainer tip of the week, trainer tip of the day. He does all types of videos interacting with our products. We're always showing live events that we're at to kind of show that our products are out there. They're durable, they're usable. Yeah, so I mean,
this is you guys. This right.
Yeah,
right there and right there. I'm gonna practice what I preach. And right there, everybody go follow StrenFlex. See how I plan.
Follow us, like
everybody
us,
go
please.
follow StrenFlex.fitness. I'll have the link in the description for this video. But yeah, so there's some of the competitions. So go ahead.
Yeah, and I did want to mention, for all you guys watching right now, after this ends, I'm going to go on and put a little discount code up there for you guys. Garage Gym Life, one word.
Okay.
Get you 10% off anything you purchase now until the end of the month. Just give me about 15 minutes after so I can go on both websites and enter that in there for you. But I appreciate you guys listening to me for sure. This is what it's about. You guys hearing the story of StrenFlex, me listening to you guys to see what you need. And then us producing something and working through it. Obviously it doesn't always happen right the first time. But we're willing to, make different revisions and make products that last and work and are going to, fill a need for you and your family and kids. And, that's important to us.
Nice. All right. Well, man, we already got the, you guys don't have a YouTube channel. I don't believe. Do you have any plans on creating one?
Absolutely. James has been doing some research on it. Obviously I have you as a resource for sure. But we had our hands full with the onboarding of Bear Steel, the launch of StrenFlex, and those things are coming. So there's plenty more to come from StrenFlex. And like I said, we got 2 babies right now, and you never know when you're going to see a 3rd or 4th baby come out, and you're going to be like, wow, StrenFlex is doing some things, man.
That's it. So everybody go follow at StrenFlex.fitness on Instagram. That is your only social media right now. I think you guys have a LinkedIn though.
Yep, LinkedIn, or you
Facebook. Guys have, so the company has a LinkedIn. Okay, so you guys make sure. What's the LinkedIn? Is it StrenFlex?
StrenFlex, yeah.
Okay, all right. So just StrenFlex on LinkedIn. Make sure you guys follow their page on LinkedIn as well. I want to close this out, man, by with one thing. So you mentioned that, and I'm not gonna tell what it is, but I will say that I bring a lot of people on here because the point is to introduce brands to the home gym community that they may not have heard about, and also to let the brands have like a way to communicate with our community with as little of a filter as possible, right? So I let you talk to them, but I'm also protective of my platform, and I want people to understand that I have a level of trust with the people who I bring on that otherwise they wouldn't be on here. And to underscore that, you guys are the ones who I reached out to help us with our giveaway for Home Gym Con. So I'm super excited about that. I know what it is. We were still developing it. And I think that this is something you guys will really, really like, those of you who are going. So that's yet another incentive to come to the live in-person show. Matt will be there, and he also is going to bring, we'll have another discount code that you guys can use at the booth during Home Gym Con, but we'll give that to you. I don't want to confuse people with 2 discount codes today. So for today, you said for the rest of the month, you can use Garage Gym Life at StrenFlexFitness.com.
And at checkout.
And so give him. So by the time the show is over, people will be able to go because we got the show for a little bit longer. So by the time the show's over, you will be able to go onto there and use that promo code.
Yeah, and if by some chance it's not working or something, you just got to reach out to us. We have a full team of people that are going to answer you, respond. You know, that's one thing that we're a stickler. And I heard you mention it before about reaching out to a brand and then they just don't respond.
That's a no for me.
And get back to you. We love that interaction. That's what makes it personal, and that's what makes the trust factor happen.
Yeah.
We're always interacting with our customers, and we love talking to you guys.
I mean, so my thing is like, this is just a thing for me. It's like, I most hate it when I'm reaching out to a brand trying to find out about buying something from them. So I'm like, if I can't catch up, if I can't find you when I'm trying to give you money, I'm not going to be able to find you when something goes wrong. So I'm like, sure. you completely lost me. Maybe that's the old person. They always call me grandpa. I am a grandfather, but they'll say like, that's Grandpa John coming out, right? With this whole, but I'm like, look, if I can't find you to give you money, how am I going to find you when I need you to fix something for me that where you may have a problem or whatever? So I'm a big stickler for that. Anyway, Matt, man, I appreciate you. Look, an hour went by quick. I told you it'd be fast. We used up an hour real fast. Please, don't make this your last time on the show. And
no, absolutely.
I'm definitely going to swing by and I'll bring my brother down there so we can come check you guys out before Home Gym Con, just so he can kind of get an idea what you guys do. And then, so I will keep in touch, and I'm definitely excited to talk to you about that product that we're working on together. So,
yeah, me too, man. It's going to be fun. It's part of the enjoyment. And I do want to say thank you to you and your fans for the opportunity to be in this platform with you. You've created a great audience, and, we're excited to the opportunity to speak with y'all. And, any questions or anything, please reach out to us. We'd love to hear from you and respond to you.
Awesome, man. So Carp said the lever deadlift attachment looks cool, and I'm trying to remember what that. Do you know what he's talking about?
Yeah, that's going to be a fun interaction.
Oh, that shows he's been on your website. He went on the website. He started looking around. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. Okay.
Yeah, the Patriot Games actually loved it, man. It was a super cool event.
Nice.
The Law of the Lever.
Okay. I cannot wait. All right, my man. I'll enjoy the rest of your day. Say hi to everybody, and remind Trevor that we're going to go eat pizza without him and rub it in his face.
Absolutely, man. Thanks again, John.
Right. Take it easy, man.
Appreciate you guys.
Later. All right, so that was Matt Lupinacci, Vice President of StrenFlex. He's just the way you guys saw him on this show. He's just like that in person. Really cool dude. Naomi and I really enjoyed meeting him. He was it's a very good tour guide. And then he took us afterward. He and Trevor and the rest of the crew took us and fed us some good pizza. So that was a good time. All right, so it's time to wrap this up. Let's talk about what I learned this week. So I was talking, this is actually kind of like a carryover from 2 weeks ago. And I learned this in a conversation with Sean from Colonial Barbell Club. And then it happened again when I was talking to Tyler from Sweatshop Dad. So Tyler said something to me. He said, I had never heard of your channel. And he said, but I'm so glad that I discovered you. So the way Tyler found us wasn't because YouTube's algorithm showed us to him. I mean, we may have come across his feed and he just didn't notice or whatever, but Kevin from Home Gym Gains recommended he check us out. And he said, I had not heard of your channel before, wasn't familiar with it, but I'm glad I checked you out. And that actually motivated me in a way that you may not expect. And I'm saying this to you guys because I'm sure you guys, if you're like me, sometimes you get discouraged, especially in the early days, because you're like, I'm not growing. So as long if everybody had already heard of you and still refused to follow you or subscribe to you, that's bad. But a lot of people aren't subscribed to you because they don't know you're out there. So that just means you got to figure out a way to let them know you exist and then your tribe will choose to stick with you, right? So in practical terms, what that's meant for me is to go back, and I've actually had to delete some videos, because something that you guys may not know is, if you have, let's say you've got 2 high performing videos and then the rest of your videos don't perform well, YouTube's algorithm will actually slow down how much it promotes your channel organically, because it'll look at it like, okay, well, these 2 videos are aberrations. This channel actually, most people, when they discover this channel, are not interested. That's like an oversimplification of how it works, but basically, it's not good for your channel to have 2 really high performing videos, or 1 really high performing video, and then a bunch of lower performing videos. Somebody who told me he had issues with that was Ashton, Freedom Fitness Equipment. So he had a video that just happened to go viral, and then the rest of his videos were underperforming, because if YouTube, like I said, if the algorithm sees you got this one spike, but the rest of the videos don't do well, then it doesn't know whether people actually like your channel or not. So one thing I did, and I've been doing, it is definitely a labor of love. Yeah, is went back and I have gotten rid of some of the videos that kind of like show the same thing as another video. Like, I got a lot of videos of myself squatting, benching, and deadlifting, right? So the ones that don't perform well, I just deleted them, because I'm still going to be squatting, benching, and deadlifting, for the next foreseeable future. So I can always replace those videos if I need to with just another updated footage, with other updated footage where I'll be stronger. But also the videos that are keepers, I've gone back, and I encourage you guys to do this. I've gone back and I've updated the descriptions, updated the titles, because the title I used back then may have been SEO friendly, and now it's not. So when people are searching for, because the search terms people are using now are different than when we started the channel. Our channel's been around since 2017. So the things people are searching for now, the terms they're using, the phrases, are all different than they were 9 years ago. So I have to go back and update these videos. And so I told you guys I use vidIQ. vidIQ gives video suggestions. Well, before I go make a video, I go back and I see if I already got a video that already does that thing that just didn't perform well, and then I make the adjustment. Is it fun? No. But you kind of have to do the stuff that's not fun in order to get the benefits that you want, right? You have to do what you haven't done to get what you haven't gotten, if that makes sense. And you can't be so married to what you've done in the past that you hold your future back. I know that that's a bitter pill to swallow for some of you guys, but it's the truth. The reason your channel is growing a lot of times is because of you. And what I don't mean that to like put you down, because it's the same thing. The reason my channel is not growing like I want is because of me. So if I get out of my own way, the channel grows, right? So okay, so yeah, Carp said exactly. This is a great example. He said, yeah, so something like functional trainer or cable attachments are really popular right now. You may have been using one in the past and then label it as a cable attachment or functional trainer, right? So if your video is titled something else because you put it out when functional trainers weren't popular yet, go back and see if you can retitle the video. And that's evergreen content. As long as the product still exists, it's evergreen, right? So go back and retitle it. And that's another thing. There is a place for, I'm not telling you not to make stuff that's timely, like a new product comes out. I'm not saying don't do videos about that, but you need to also have on your channel evergreen content. So basically stuff that's always going to apply. Like I got a video, in fact, I'll pull it up. Let me find this thing here. I didn't plan on showing y'all this, but I'll show you guys this this video real quick. So this is an older video, and I'm still working on the SEO and whatever for it. The sound quality isn't the greatest because it's an old video before we had, I don't even think I had a microphone, right? But yeah, there it is. But this video is just as applicable now as it was when I put it out. Oh man, let's see, what year did this thing come out? 6 years ago. All right. So it's got 35 views. But by the time I'm done adjusting it, it's going to have more. And part of that is because people are going to want to watch me do this. I'm talking about how to finish the squat session, right? People are going to watch me do that, right? And obviously, okay, well, so there you go. All right. So that's just a video I did about reverse Nordics. Okay. So go back. So first of all, make evergreen content, then go back and repurpose your evergreen content periodically to make sure that people can that today's new home gym owners who maybe or your new subscribers can still see the stuff that they might be interested in that's older, especially if you got a lot of videos. Carp says stall mats videos still get views. Yes, I have retitled and updated my YouTube description on my stall mat video so many times. I did not update the thumbnail, and I'll show you guys a thumbnail so you'll see why. You'll see why in a second, because it's pretty hard to improve on this right here. So this is, oh, hold up, I have to do this first. I have to share the screen. So share screen. Okay, so this is it right there. All right, so I'm actually using Naomi's it's not a gas mask, but it's a mask she had to use when she was working in the hospital, and this was, and she got it during COVID lockdown because she still had to go to the hospital because, you know, hospital had to stay open. But this was her protective mask she had to wear at work, right? If she went into a patient room. Anyway, so I said, well, hand that thing over because I got an idea for a video. So it's kind of hard to top that cover, right? But I'll say that right there. So this is the video, and you guys can see the views right there. It's 95,000 views. It's one of the highest performing long form videos on the channel. So yeah, stall mat videos are still popular. All I do is I just go back and I update the SEO, basically update the description to match the search terms people are searching for now, and I update the title periodically. It's the same video. So if you got a YouTube channel, that's like your tip. But the point is that I thought about it as like some of these videos that I put out would have been stuff that because I shared a video with Tyler, and he's like, oh man, this was really cool, and he's like responding to me and stuff. It's an older interview, and I'm like, yeah, he would have loved that had he known about me back when it came out. So 2 points: people aren't subscribed to you because they may not know you exist. So you have to do stuff to get your channel in front of them so they can make an informed decision. No, and then that's one. And then number two, people who have subscribed to you might be willing to watch some of your older videos if you show it to them, make it easier for them to find it. Because people aren't really going to, like, even if they subscribe, they're not necessarily going to go back down the rabbit hole and go through all your playlists, right? Like I got over 400 videos on the channel. I want to say, let me see here. In fact, I'm not even going to speculate. I can tell you how many, in terms of long form videos, we have right now 606 long form videos. So if you subscribe to me today or yesterday, you ain't going to have, it's going to be daunting to go through all 606 videos because some of them aren't going to be interesting to you. So it's my job to help you find those videos. That's the point I'm kind of making. And then that also led to what I did with updating the channel homepage that we talked about earlier. So just don't be stuck in your ways. We'll also, like I said, kind of like with the video thing is also understand that some of your videos aren't performing now because they might be ahead of their time. And what I mean by that is we have a playlist. It's called Stronger, Faster, Harder to Kill. I got that from my time in the Marine Corps. Somebody said it in a class I was attending, in a course I was attending. I said, oh, I like that. Right. It's just like, he just said it in passing. I said, oh, that phrase kind of stuck with me. Right. Well, so I said, oh, so then years later, I came up with the idea. I said, people ask all these questions, and I've always had a collaborative approach to the channel. So I reached out to, I know a lot of coaches and professionals, right? I reached out to them and I asked them, I said, hey, can you do, I would give them a topic and say, can you do a video for me, right? So this playlist is basically training and nutrition advice from certified strength coaches and personal trainers from around the world. Some of them are bodybuilders, they're all people who know what they're talking about. But when I did the playlist, the channel was so small that people didn't know about it. And then if they saw it, a lot of times they're like, why should I listen to this channel? It's a small channel. And people's perception is that if you don't have a lot of subscribers, you're not an expert, right? They shouldn't listen to you. It's like you don't have the social proof. So now I can go ahead now. So that idea was ahead of its time. You may have videos like that on the channel, on your channel, that are good ideas. They're just, you got to let them percolate a little bit. Don't give up on it. Continue to grow, and then go back and do the thing I said with the SEO, because then people might be ready to hear it from you. If that makes sense, right? So though that's my advice to you, and I hope it comes across as encouragement too, because it did encourage me. All right, so that's it for today's show. Thank you to my wife Naomi and my guest Matt Lupinacci from StrenFlex for joining the show today. Thank you to all of you for tuning in and once again making this the most fun place to be on a Friday morning. Make sure you guys tune in next Saturday for our exclusive live stream of the United States Strongman Arkansas Strongest 2026. Again, I'll put the video in the description for this video, the video link. And of course, keep in mind that we will have Mailbag Monday again this coming Monday. Show up with your questions, 3:15 Eastern time. Show up with your questions. It's a live AMA, and I'm going to spend 30 minutes. I'm going to stick to, we're not running over this time. I'm going to spend 30 minutes answering any and all home gym related questions. If you got a question, that's the place to be, to come and get it answered in live. Also check out the new videos in the members section. You got the one where I got my bench press PR, and then also the video about the lifting hooks, right? Becoming a member is only 99 cents a month. And regardless, make sure you subscribe to get more of our weekly live streams. And last thing, before you go, especially if you're watching on replay, let me know in the comments section what topics you want to see us cover on the show. What kinds of things. Like we asked you guys if you wanted to see us do equipment sales, and overwhelmingly the response has been yes. So that's why we put that back in. But what kinds of do you want to hear more topical stuff, like what we're talking about, whether you should continue to lift heavy as you're getting older? Do you want stuff like that? Tell me what kind of topics you want to see us cover on this show, because we want to design the show to be interesting to you. Okay? Appreciate you guys. Keep on sharing the link. Keep on helping us grow. Remember, we got to get to 300,000 before Home Gym Con. If you're watching this and it's after Home Gym Con, hit subscribe anyway, because we'll have a new goal after that. Appreciate all your support. Thank you so much to everybody. If you ask me to call you, I'm about to call you. All right? Peace. Keep stacking down.